What's happening, everybody? We're back on a Monday. Here we are in one of the hottest days of the year I've had in Oregon so far. Oh my word. We are here with Rob, the Retro Tech Dad, as always.
Hey, everyone.
Ace Talks Tech.
Hey, everyone.
And Kim, your first time on our show with us. Kim from RetroFunTech. Welcome so much.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
It's hot. Not good. Good.
I'm not tired, but I'm hot now.
Recovering from a somewhat vacation weekend.
I can't complain. The weather's actually kind of nice where I'm at.
Yeah, what's up with that, man? Here we are, like in the 102s, 103s. Poor Rob's probably over 140 degrees, and Ace, you're what, hovering in the 70s?
Actually, let me check right now because I think it's 71 degrees right now.
Oh, that's it.
It's going to be,
and no, I can't.
It's going to be 64 overnight.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll get my revenge in a few months.
No. Kim, what part of the world are you at again?
Michigan.
Michigander.
Michigan.
So, how are things looking for you over there? Are you dying?
It's always hot. It's always hot and humid and gross and sticky and blah.
Are you ready to talk about handhelds?
Midwest.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So with that, everyone, make sure today grab extra H2O or however you hydrate yourself. Extra hydration is going to be necessary for this one. I'm going to turn down my light because it's just too darn hot. My internet's been going out over the last few days from the heat wave. Our box is outside. So if it goes out during this live stream, I apologize. I know how to fix it. So I'm going to go outside and do repairman stuff. My wife and I put aluminum foil over the box to hopefully reflect the heat. Turns out these fiber boxes are not supposed to be on the outside of your house to begin with. Normally they're in a closet or in a garage, not like have brand new nice equipment with literally in the direct pathway of the glaring sun.
Can you take a picture of your box? I gotta see this.
They said this is not
foil,
code. This is not up to spec, but my wife and I literally today had no other choice. We found we got a couple more hours of internet if we wrapped it in aluminum foil.
Could you not put like an umbrella over it?
I mean, we could put an umbrella.
That would shield it from the direct
little
sunlight.
Mini fan.
True. My internet dies in the rain, in the snow, and in the sun. So we'll get there, everybody. Otherwise, it's a nice 1 gigabit up and down connection. We'll take a picture of my box. We'll show you what's inside. Okay, everybody, let's get started with the show. This week, we have, that's right, back with the RH Weekly. Andrew, as always, posted this yesterday. If you want a quick summarization of what we're doing around the community, the latest retro handheld news, this is an awesome one to follow, as well as, of course, this podcast. Ban, I will send you a picture, maybe. We'll see, man. I need you to calm down for 1 second. Just for a moment. As we dive into the news, Rob, what do we got up today for our first one?
Oh, a good one, for sure.
Oh, that's right. Ayaneo is hinting now. They saw the new Odin 2 Mini, and they said, wait a minute. Not just yet. You guys want to do mini LED? Guess what? Ayaneo is back with OLED. That's right, 120 hertz refresh rate, 7-inch OLED screen in the shape of what looks like an Ayaneo 2 body. So we'll see.
Yeah.
1920 by 1080 resolution. What do you guys all think of this one? Oh, the Evo, Ayaneo Pocket Evo.
I want to be excited. Go ahead, Ted. Go ahead. You go first.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, that it sounds all really pretty and nice, but don't they release something every week?
Yes.
Pretty much. That's what it feels like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, correct. But this one might be the next, god tier of Android handhelds, is what it looks like. So, I mean, but they just released their Pocket S basically a month ago.
Well, that's the frustrating thing, is that they still haven't even finished shipping the Pocket S out, and now they're ready announcing the next thing. So it's like, it stings someone who's still waiting on the Pocket S because maybe they wanted this instead, and it's just constantly just a stream of them coming out. They don't space it out a little bit. That's the biggest thing.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, it's tough, man, to do. I mean, they're not hitting Anbernic's release schedule. They're not hitting even. Well, I guess they're a little ahead of Powkitty.
I don't think anyone could top Anbernic's.
Yeah, I think you have Anbernic's schedule, and then right underneath, I think we have Ayaneo right now.
They're trying though.
They are with the DMG coming out, with the the Micro, with this one. They have 3 Android handhelds coming out.
You know what's going to be really upsetting is if this has a worse chip than the DMG.
Well, Aya does weird things though.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but
that's what I'm saying.
You think they're going to go all out on an OLED screen and hamper the experience with a weaker chip? You don't think they're going to go Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or G3X Gen 2? Like, this is, I don't know.
So
guys.
Here's the thing. Everything would say yes, they're going to do that, but there always has to be something not perfect about it. It's either going to be exactly as you can see right here.
Yes. Can we see that? Can we?
Yeah. Let me.
This is old lore, everybody. So we have this character in the show named Cheeto Steve,
he's gonna have something to say about it.
If you've been around the show for a couple of years, you know that Cheeto Steve's in China and he's in the factories right before a perfect handheld gets created. He said, no. And one little thing, he changes one thing, just ruins the whole experience. So
yeah. So I want to be excited for it though. Like I've been wanting more 7-inch, even 8-inch Android handhelds. Like I want bigger screens for Androids because we have chips that can really take advantage of those now. Yeah. Like if let's say you're into like mobile games, can you imagine playing like Genshin Impact or Diablo or Call of Duty on a bigger screen with native controller support? Like that would be pretty cool. But we're probably going to get like the same old little Switch style Hall sticks that we see from Ayaneo and a bigger body.
Yep.
And we don't know I'm hoping, I really am. And I think they're going to do it, but there's still a chance that we might not see their new Snapdragon chip in this. And that would be pretty upsetting. I know. And also it's going to be expensive. Like that's the other thing.
That's the other thing is that, with Ayaneo products that you're going to be getting a premium device. It's going to feel premium. Yeah. Android software might be a little janky, but the price, is a tough one. People have been speculating anywhere between $400 or $500 up to $800 if they're coming out with the highest spec, highest end Android handheld possible, which is what I feel is happening here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're going to be paying the price to get this, but it might be really freaking cool too. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I don't see this being under 500 though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, what's the price going to be on this thing? And then you start to say, okay, why am I buying this device that I can start getting into Steam Deck territory, x86 handhelds? I mean, it's just, especially with that 7-inch screen, you could just go out and buy an Ally or buy a Steam Deck, and it will do so much more. That's the thing. Yeah,
the 7-inch, 120 hertz screen, OLED, that's going to be expensive. And Ayaneo always puts a premium. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this is like the base model is closer to like $600.
And for those listening at home, we don't know anything else about this yet. It's just a shadow outline of what looks like an Ayaneo 2 body style. And so literally that's everything we know. Ayaneo Pocket Evo, we can only assume it's going to be their highest spec handheld because it's an evolution of flagship handhelds is how they're promoting it. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is some serious possible competition for the Odin 2, for the Odin Mini 2. But beyond that, who else are they really competing with at this level,
I don't know how much they're going to be able to compete directly with like the Odin Mini because of the size difference. That's my thing. Like spending some time with it now has kind of really shifted how I look at Android handhelds. Like I wanted bigger. I wanted more powerful handhelds. But then they start to get into like Steam Deck territory.
The Mini is big. Yeah, 7 inches is a big form factor.
It's going to be big. If that's the Ayaneo Geek body, like it's going to be a big handheld. And at that point, it's like, well, maybe I should just get an x86 handheld because Android, like the thing I love about this thing is that I can carry it with me pretty easily and it's powerful enough to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The other thing too to keep in mind is like if you're doing like high end, let's say you're turning up the settings on Genshin Impact or just doing high end gaming on this, the battery life is not going to be all that impressive anyway, even though it's an ARM device. So
well, they could potentially stuff a giant battery in here, and also you might have better thermals with it being bigger too.
I don't know if I have too much hope for Aya actually doing that though. You know how it is. Like Ace was saying, they always find one thing to gimp on. So they'll have this amazingly impressive, powerful device with everything right. They got the analog sticks right. They got everything right. And then they put this 5,000 milliamp hour battery into it. It's like
I'm more worried. Honestly, I'm more worried about the sticks that we're going to be seeing from them. I haven't seen them move away from the Switch sticks, and we all know those are a compromise, though.
Yeah,
If it's like the Geek or the Ayaneo 2, hopefully it'll have those.
those are
full-size
nicer.
sticks,
Yeah,
so,
those are nicer sticks. But yeah, the original Pocket
Mhm.
Air sticks. Yeah, okay, not my favorite.
And I know what you mean, stuff like I'm okay with smaller sticks for the most part, but when you start getting into handhelds that can play a lot of the multiplayer like mobile games like Call of Duty, like Fortnite, like
Yeah.
Warzone, and all of those, there's a serious crowd for those games, and they're gonna
Oh,
want
yeah.
something that can actually play those games. If you're streaming to it too, if you're streaming, Switch sticks are a compromise. As even some like these that are pretty good, like the Odin ones, they're good, but there's still a little bit of a compromise. So when you're getting that big, I don't know if you really want to deal with
Mm-mm.
that.
If
I don't know,
something
man.
costs $600, it has no business having Switch style sticks.
Agree with
Yeah.
that.
It needs something else.
100% agree with
Exactly.
that.
Give
yes.
us those Ghoulie kits, or give us
And
The
Some of
Really,
those
if you're going to
beautiful-
spend
some of those-
$600, you should
those
get
low-
a Steam Deck.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I mean, Rogue Ally or something.
Yeah, at that point, why are you? Do you really love Android that much? Do you have to have Android
Right.
that much? When you can easily play a lot of the catalog, have ports or something option to play on PC,
Mhm.
including just emulating Android if you want to, if you got a beefy enough box. But it's a tough one. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll have more information on this by next week, no doubt, and we'll be talking about it. But in the meantime, Ayaneo, okay, a new flagship.
Yep.
I haven't even received my Pocket S yet, so I'm waiting on that. And
That's about right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover that. Well, I wasn't gonna get the Pocket S, but apparently this podcast, thanks to you all at home and the panel here, and also on our website team, I guess we referred enough people to the Pocket S IGG, and so they said I have one on the way, or earned one, so I am reviewing it. It's one I wasn't gonna pick up. I can't afford it right now. There's way too many handhelds, guys.
Ayaneo knows who we are.
now they do. And now when I responded to that, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I was like, we're a whole like review team, like we're not just a random, we just in case we're not eligible. And like, no, we want to send it to you. You want to review it? I said, yeah, I'll probably review that one, and also the AM01 PC finally. But they did say that that we can talk about getting review units for their next. What is this one? The Micro, the DMG, and this guy here. So. We'll see, guys. We might be getting some more Ayaneo Android stuff going on this channel here, which would be cool.
If they're watching, I really hope they take what we're saying as constructive criticism, because
Yes,
their handhelds are the craftsmanship is there. Like you look at their handhelds and they're beautiful devices, but there's always something. And like the stick issue is actually pretty easy to fix. Like if you look at the internals of the Retro Pocket and Odin sticks, and you look at the internals of the Ally sticks. The only difference is the Ally sticks just have a bigger cap. That's it. So that's a pretty easy fix that they can implement. So yeah, hopefully Ayaneo, if you're listening, like we want to see better things from you, and hopefully you see it that way.
Yeah, it's and I sent them links. I don't know if they watched our stuff. But they might. And I'm like, this is cool. I will be. Still giving it my full thorough testing and all that. But I have to say, it's just the one device after another. I don't know. Will we be able to keep up as a review team? That'll be the challenge. Can we even keep up with the release cycle? It's great. Review units are cool and all that, but do we have the time to take on sort of these extra things?
That's the hardest challenge. Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
It's a balance.
you know?
Do you sometimes you're in a position where like we don't have time for it. There's only so much in a day, and I know most of us work separate jobs on top of our review schedules, and so. But I'm gonna make time to review some of these. So
I've almost pulled the trigger on the Pocket S a couple times. I keep going back to it, and I'm like, I don't need it. It's one of those things.
Are you gonna use it? Yeah.
Well, the problem is I have the Odin 2 Pro and the Odin 2 Mini, and I'm like, it's just. It looks really elegant. It looks like a very interesting device. I'd love to just mess around with it, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm willing to drop that kind of money on something like that, especially on an Android device. So it's tough. It's in a really tough position.
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty happy with my Odin 2 Mini at the moment, and we'll see if either of these Ayaneo handhelds can bump that for me. Just like you were saying, Ace. It's just there's so many options now, and we're getting more and more picky as reviewers. We're getting more and more sort of fine-tuned as we get into this niche. And Kim, I don't know how you're feeling about this, but I don't know. It seems like with the onslaught, it's just fatiguing. And so like it takes a special handheld to rise above the crop lately for me. But
yeah, it's I actually had a little bit of a playlist going. I was doing a few videos before of what kind of crap that I get on AliExpress or Amazon or things like that. And that was fun, but I just kind of stopped that because then I was starting to get review units. I want to actually review the good stuff instead of, this weird, garbage kind of stuff.
we call it the e-waste sort of segment. Borderline e-waste. You don't ever want to sort of review e-waste, but like the segment right above that is kind of fun. There's some exploration. Sometimes you find these hidden gems in these low cost devices. By Rob, and Rob died.
Yeah,
poor Rob.
It was a good time. He made it to 50.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. We'll miss him.
We all lost our dad again.
He beat you, Stubbs. I thought your internet was going to go out first.
I know. It's let's see who can have the most technical difficulties tonight. That's going to be the new the new metric for success.
I mean, I've already had to switch back and forth with a mic and
I didn't even notice.
Camera.
See,
it's fine.
Yeah, no, you got this. All right. So while Rob's gone, we'll just move on to the next topic without him. He's our presenter. I'll present. Let's see. We'll figure this out. We're professionals, everybody at home.
That's right.
That's what I keep hearing, but I don't feel professional.
Live chat. How are you doing out there? How's everyone who's listening? I hope you're having a pleasant evening or day or whatever you might be doing, and that you're just having some peace in your life. I wish everyone had a little extra peace and quiet. I don't know, from the family, from the kids, from the heat, from the I don't know what's happening in the world, but I just hope you're all having a good Monday and good vibes. Let's see. Share my screen. So we don't need Rob, so we can just do this ourselves. Here we go.
Exactly.
We got this.
I mean, we want Rob.
We always want Rob.
We always want Rob.
Do we?
Do we have?
Do we
have to have him? Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right. Next up, MagicX XU HD. This is a new, small-ish, rival-ish to the new Powkitty V10, which is sort of a clone of the RG280V.
Didn't you just say something about e-waste?
Listen now. Okay, Kim. Now here's the thing.
No, I'm kidding.
Listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal with this is that potentially, we'll see, but it has an interesting screen ratio. It has a 1024 by 768 resolution, a 3.2 inch 4x3 screen, meaning in that resolution you're looking at that resolution to me stuff like Dreamcast might look good, but I don't know what's powering it. We don't know if it's a 3566, is it a 3326? We're not sure. We don't know. H700. We don't know the deal yet. So check out For the Next Twitter, who has some extra information about it, targeting the $40 price point. I can see setting its sights on the Mew Mini Plus in particular, although to me it does look like a V10 clone a little bit, just with the timing, just a little bit. I don't know. What are your all thoughts? Rob, welcome back to the show.
Sorry about that, guys.
It's okay.
Doesn't Powkitty make these?
Powkitty is
friends of
they will sell MagicX on their website.
Got it. Okay.
The dev Sean who makes those in our Discord and very talkative with folks.
He's very
interactive.
In the community. Yeah.
I really like that and seeing that from devs. So
yes, I got the milk and I came back home. So it's important. It's an important lesson for everybody. Okay.
Welcome.
Just because Dad says he's gonna go get the milk doesn't mean he will come back. It's okay.
Nice.
We were working on your funeral there for a minute. We're like, well, it was too outlasted. He got to 50K.
Heat stroke, you know.
Look, it's not the hottest part of the country right now, amazingly. So that's a good thing. Somehow.
We're happy to have you back, man. So yeah, Ace, what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just gonna say, if we just look at this in a bubble, right? We don't consider everything else around it. It's pretty cool that XU10, right? Or XU HD. I'm not sure what.
HD, yeah. MagicX XU
MagicX.
MagicX XU HD.
Yeah. It's cool that Magic Man is continuing to make handhelds. That's pretty awesome. Their first device is somewhat popular, and
it's actually not bad. I
that's
actually,
what
that
I'm
was
saying.
curious, and
Yeah.
it's
I haven't
not
really heard anything bad
handheld.
about them, and it's always nice to see more competition in the space. Just hopefully they can deliver with this one as far as a better chip. If it can come in with a 3566, I think it's going to be a solid option to like the Medium Mini Plus or the 35XX, because it's going to be more powerful than both of those, and with a chip that has a lot of support. If not, I don't know, but for $40, it's just, if it's not a 3566 for $40, there's options for like $10 more, so it's kind of hard to say.
I'm not sure about that D-pad though. Is the one thing I want to say about this.
Yeah.
Is that the face buttons look solid. The
So I think they
shoulders.
changed. Didn't they change the D-pad? I thought they did.
I saw a mention of a newer D-pad design
it was a new
today,
render.
but I thought this was the latest.
Okay.
Is it not? I mean, so if you go to For the Next Twitter there, he probably already posted about if there's been any changes today.
I mean, hopefully they don't switch the D-pad because they feel like that's kind of
this
their
is from 5
look.
days ago. So yeah, I think they updated the D-pad because everybody was so upset about it.
What's his latest update though?
I think it's on the Discord if you want to check the channel.
Is this the latest tweet though from the?
No. Let me check his latest. Let's see what he's got.
I have a feeling there might be. If he's got hot details, I'm sure he shared it out.
See, here you go.
There it is.
Here we go.
Oh,
I like the other one better.
I like the other one a little better.
I do too.
Yeah, I like the previous one. I would say.
I actually liked it on the XU10. That's the thing. It felt like a PlayStation D-pad. It was not bad.
Oh, XU10. They did a great job on the XU10 D-pad. That actually, I have that around here somewhere. Yeah, they did a good job. But why not just use that again?
I don't know, because people were giving them some hate about it. So it's a shame, because I actually think they nailed the D-pad.
Yeah, that's one of the things. That's one of the parts of that handheld I thought was pretty good too. Okay.
I mean, just because it looks like 4 separate buttons doesn't mean it's actually 4 separate buttons. I don't know what people are upset about it. PlayStation's been doing it forever.
So I think he just took the 4 separate buttons and then joined them. Is all that's happened here? Is what it looks like.
Yeah, but it looks bad now. It looks like one of those really weird like controllers on AliExpress. That
if you want to go on Discord, Stubbs, and check, because I think there might even be an updated render to this render.
I didn't see anything newer than that. But let me double check.
This is happening on the fly. Development's happening on the fly with this.
Well, Rob.
Yeah, it looks like a steering wheel now.
Well,
does that part in the middle go down? Am I saying that correctly?
It looks like
kind of divots. Yeah.
Now this is the latest. Yeah, and so the number one comment: what, you don't like this flowery shit?
The answer is no. No, we don't.
But I can see that people are saying in the Discord they like the older one better in general as well.
Great.
So I would say, I
think they did that on purpose. They're like, okay, how can we make this look so bad that we just go back to the original design?
Wait a minute. No, I'm wrong.
Change anything.
I'm wrong, everybody. There is.
See, never mind. I saw something different.
No, you're right. Thanks, Rob. No, you saved the day. Let's share this one. Let me share my screen. Where is it? Here it is. Here's the new design.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yep. It's just a regular D-pad now, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a little better.
Yeah, I would say if it has the right pivot to it and maybe sloped up the sides a bit, I think that will work really well. I mean, it looks like standard D-pad. I would say this is better than the other two options, right?
Here's what I was gonna say. I like the PlayStation 1 because nobody else is doing it in these handhelds. Like, yes, PlayStation does it, but I mean, just in the handhelds. And with all of the handhelds that we have right now, having something that kind of helps you stand out a little bit when you're one of the newer kids on the block is very helpful. And with this, now it honestly just looks like something game console would make.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar. I mean, I hope a lot of care is paid attention to this D-pad. And if if the other D-pad was better in reality and practice, even if it will upset people, I would say probably that one of the three still looks the best.
The safer design, honestly. I mean, just if they could.
But if somebody told me, if somebody told me this is the new R40S or whatever, I believe them. I'm like, okay, looks like about right.
It's going to be in that price range. I mean, it's kind of the Magic X brand is sort of it's like one tier above the R36S price range, right? It's like $60-$70 usually. This probably is going to come in around, I'm sure, $50 to $55 is my guess. But we'll have more to come. In the meantime, I'm not sure how small or large this is, but if it's anything like the V10, then it's probably at least medium sized.
What they say, it's a 3.5-inch screen.
Mm-hmm.
It should be about like 35XX size, medium mini plus-ish around there.
Okay. All right. So medium mini plus is what we should look at as the main sort of competitor. All right. Well, Rob, what else do we have on our roster today?
Oh, I've been excited to talk about this one again.
Oh, I can't tell if you're serious.
Oh, the Pocket DMG. So we're back on the Ayaneo topic for a second. So this is now the pre-orders are up in China only, not in the West. So stay tuned for that shortly. But this is I'm
Such
wondering
a weird device.
It's not.
I'm just wondering. I'm wondering about the joystick. I'm wondering about how this is going to feel ergonomics wise. And the D-pad looks pretty standard. Face buttons look pretty standard.
You have a trackpad, Stubbs,
and
you do have a trackpad.
The state of the art
that
G3X in there too, which I don't. I still don't understand why that's in this device.
Because I'm sure the G3X is part of their contract order, and that chip is going that chip is going to go into the Evo. It has to, right?
I think so too.
I hope
They need to put in a big order to make that worth it for anybody. It's got to be.
I think that's what it is. I think they're going to put it into everything because they probably ordered so many of these chips because they needed to get it down to a certain price, or you know, Qualcomm wouldn't fulfill it, or whatever their arrangement is. And I think that's what's going on here. So they're just going to throw it into everything.
Yeah. They need to find AYN's rep for Snapdragon chips.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's
I don't know, but this is a weird one. Like I saw like some different prices being thrown around. One was like in the mid 200s, which I guess if you want to use this as like an Android box and plug it in for the higher end stuff and just have it for like your retro stuff, isn't too bad when you consider like how powerful that chip is. Right. But then I saw some other prices like in 300 plus, so I have no idea how much.
220 is a deposit pre-order thing. It's not the full price of the device.
Yeah.
So that's just makes it a no-go for me, honestly. I don't see the appeal of it, you know.
It looks very high-end, very premium. Yeah. Look at that big, nice grill on the back, and look at this chromatic.
Oh wow, that's chrome
on the back for the shoulder buttons. Look at that. That is very unique.
But if you notice, does it have dual shoulder buttons, or is it just?
It doesn't look like it, but they might be touch.
I can see the text there. It looks like it says L1, R1, L2, R2. Okay, I believe. Let me come. Can we enhance? Let's see. Yeah, you can see the writing there for all four shoulder buttons.
Okay, that's. I'm like, at least that's there.
Dude, it would be crazy if they put a G3X in here and did not give you all the buttons to use. Well, that would be. There's no way. There's no way. But you're right. There is no second stick, but there's a trackpad.
Yeah, there's a trackpad.
I know what they're.
There's no analog. They're not analog.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're gonna have you use a touchpad as the second analog.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking that they're gonna be doing. It's gonna be like
a Steam control, like the Steam control idea all over again.
What emulator is going to support that, by the way?
Well, I don't know. It's gonna be one of those interesting experiment handhelds. I think it's gonna be niche.
Yeah,
as a lot of these tend to be.
I think the trackpad. Sorry, Stubbs, I don't mean to cut you off. Might actually be cool for like Windows emulation, though.
Yeah,
with like WinLater, because WinLater doesn't really have controller support yet, so you have to bind the keys to keyboard inputs. So maybe
like you got an OLED display though. You got an OLED display, So
I don't know. I'm trying to look.
You have a coastline rear trigger.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm trying to find the positives here.
Oh no, I know.
Are you scraping for it? Are you?
I am, dude.
Where's
one?
It looks pretty. It's going to be really expensive though.
I think yes, it will be probably expendy. And we saw what Andrew was saying that $220 is what the Chinese pre-orders are going up for, 220 USD. So at that price point with this chipset, that's pretty impressive. And for the right buyer, this is going to be good. But I don't know what buyers though asked for this particular design. I wonder, or are they inventing something that is that is a passion project, and hopefully they'll find the buyers who will find use cases for this, and that might be what we're in here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense. But who would be the buyer? Like, the from what I've seen from like the Chinese market, it's mobile games are massive. That's like the big thing over there.
Yeah.
What kind of mobile games are you gonna want to play on this screen? Like, it doesn't.
Well, you get a 4:3 screen, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, it's more like,
but
10
for
by
Android
9-ish?
for Android gaming, you're right. It's going to be limited. This
Yeah.
is for a particular person, a particular use case.
Yeah.
Really for emulation, and not for streaming. Of course, you could stream with the black bars and all that. It's fine. But I think this is going to just rock the hell out of some PS2, GameCube, even though it has the power to play
It's
Switch,
just like a second analog
Vita.
stick. It's
Sure,
only problem.
Yeah.
sure. Maybe you can install.
Yeah.
Maybe you can
Well, if
install
you map
Windows
the
on it.
trackpad, maybe.
Just install Windows and call it a day.
I just can't
There
wait.
you go.
I see Kratos. Like,
Wait.
I'm gonna just be like, do it flicking
Actually-
the touchpad to have him roll around.
Yeah, that analog stick looks different though. It looks more like the one on the Odin in those. It doesn't look like a regular Switch stick.
It does look like it, kind of like an Odin stick a bit. Or God, I don't know. I would even say, well, it's a small stick though.
It's a pretty
not-
small stick. I don't know. Watch this have a better stick than the Pocket S.
Well, it's probably gonna. Maybe it's the same stick we're gonna see on the Evo.
Maybe, but I don't know. They're such a weird company. They make these devices. They look so good. Like, I want one. Like, if I didn't know the price.
It looks like beauty. It just
yes.
That's why I want the Pocket S, because
beautiful.
I think it looks like such
Beautiful.
a sleek piece of engineering of
Yeah.
tech.
Mhm.
If
But
money
it's
wasn't
like-
an issue, I would get everything from Ayaneo just because I like looking at it. But
Yes.
then when you kind of
Yes.
look underneath the surface, it's like, why?
so. But
This
if you're
one definitely
interested,
is like,
if you're
why?
interested, there should be a pre-order soon in the West, and
Yeah.
we're guessing around $220. But we always see the price jump when it hits us a little bit, so I'm gonna guess $250. We'll see. And yeah, Pocket DMG by Ayaneo. So there's another one for everybody to
Wait,
consider.
Is this an Indiegogo thing again?
We don't know. We don't know.
Okay. Okay.
If we
Oh,
check out,
so new. Okay.
yeah, if it's so new. If we check out the link they have currently, it
I
is.
wish they would just move past the Indiegogo stuff.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
Yes.
if this is
Yeah.
Indiegogo again, like at this point, it's
just
kind of
like-
ridiculous that they keep
I'm just
most
so
of these
tired
big
of that.
companies like they just need to stop.
So it is orderable for Chinese buyers directly on Ayaneo's website. So
Okay, cool. That's
my
good.
guess is that it will go for us too. I can't be sure, but
Dead Fred says they already have a page up on Indiegogo. So
oh,
so
they
it's
do.
coming soon. Yeah.
Okay,
I
we'll
don't know
put
why
that-
they keep doing that, because
Well-
don't they have to pay them a fee for this service? So it's like, if you just did it through their own shop, they would cut down on some of that pricing.
Yeah,
too.
but you might
On
be.
the other hand.
Yeah, but they might be getting some supply, like just they might get something out of the relationship, something that helps them prepare their
Hmm.
orders or keep track of inventory,
Yeah.
organization. Something there obviously makes it worth it because you're paying a middleman, you're paying their fees. So
Well, isn't it also that if you're an Indiegogo, and I'm not saying that they're doing this, but if you're an Indiegogo, you don't actually have an obligation to meet everything you're saying on the Indiegogo.
yes, but on Indiegogo in particular, I
Yeah.
believe that's been so very rare. But yes, it's
Okay.
just like Kickstarter in that way.
Okay.
But Kickstarter has a way higher rate of scamminess. Let's look
Yeah.
at Smoxy, for instance.
Yeah. Again, not
Um,
implying that they're doing it. It's just that's one of the things that kind of gives me a bad taste. Is like, why you guys are big enough? You're solidified that you
Yeah.
don't really need to be doing this.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
And
have.
then you're going to back
company-
something that it might not get made. Why?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Instead,
So-
we all have to just remortgage our houses and buy everything from Ayaneo.
Exactly.
I know.
You must buy Ayaneo.
All of the things.
Yeah,
And-
all is fine in Basing Say.
And Kim, I wanted to say too, before we got more into the show, for people who don't, who might not aren't familiar with your content, so RetroFunTech, your YouTube channel, and we'll be talking about you later in the show, of course, more. But you make fun content on all these handhelds, and you've been at this now about a year and change. Is that
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So follow. I'm already going to start the showing for Kim early tonight. Just follow at RetroFunTech on YouTube. and we'll get that sub train going maybe later.
That's such a good name too, by the way. RetroFunTech just sounds like a good time.
RFT.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And you got the
RetroFunTech is fun.
Stormtrooper in the background, and I like that you have this. Is that a CRT in the back, or is that a monitor?
No, those are my 2 monitors. That's
Nice.
my daughter uses that desk over there, and I set
Nice.
everything right behind. I take all of her stuff down, and whenever I'm filming,
You create the set every time.
yes,
That's
yeah.
how you that's how you work
Until-
in these spaces.
yep,
Shared
Yeah.
spaces. Yeah.
yeah, just for right now.
Yep.
Hey, it's a lot better than what I had when I first started doing videos. I had a little tiny corner desk that was maybe like a third of this, and I had to get like a foldable
Mhm.
table out to record on it.
Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
God, the first year of the podcast, I was out of a trailer half the time. I was working out this like little trailer, like constantly it was shaking every time I talked or moved. And so like the camera was just bumping up and down. I was a mess. And then I was in the corner of our bedroom. We had our desks just in the corner, my wife and I, because we just didn't have space to have like separate rooms. And finally now I can set up a space that I can just leave, which I'm thankful for. Unless it gets flooded again, then who knows? But well,
When did that happen?
God, that was what, February of this year during the
Oh,
winter,
jeez.
some little after the winter. It was
I'm currently dealing with a tree that's on my roof.
a tree's on
I
your
had a-
roof.
Yes.
Get it
Well,
off there.
Put a
It's
tree on
not,
your roof.
not anymore, but it
private
fell.
property. Tell that tree to get the hell out.
I know,
Have you
right?
tried
Not
planting
even
it on
my
the
tree;
ground?
it's my neighbor's tree. So, but yeah, that happened a couple weeks ago. So I have a couple holes in my roof that I'm dealing with that, and so I'm just like,
No. Is
for
your neighbor
real.
paying for it?
yeah, there's a whole thing. Thankfully, we have a really good,
Did your
relationship
neighbor
with them,
purposely
so.
knock? Oh, that answers the
Yeah.
question. Okay.
Neighbor's
No,
probably
they
like, looks like nature to me.
Yeah, like that was unfortunate.
Yep. Goes
You
back in
gonna
his
be
house.
you gonna be abiding by those HOA
Looks
terms
at-
now?
Looks at the lack of holes in his roof. Drinks
Right,
his coffee. Good times.
Yes, they do. They need to pay rent for sure. Michael Benny is correct.
Michael Benny is correct. So, what do we got up next today?
Oh,
Super
yes.
Pocket. That's right. So, if you're a fan of the what is this? The Evercades, the Evercade line. So they're making a new thing, Blaze Evercade. Super Pockets. So now there's a wood grain edition, which looks freaking sweet.
Yeah.
It looks so Atari.
The wood.
Like-
I
grain
have
is
my
awesome.
Atari shirt on just
You do?
for that reason. Yes, I
Oh,
do.
yes.
Nice.
Atari.
Yes.
represent. Yep.
The Atari. My Atari 400 is a beloved in my collection.
Yeah,
So
I
that would-
like this Super Pocket lineup. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
It's inexpensive. It comes with a bunch of games on each handheld.
Mhm.
I think it's cool. They actually, a lot of people like it. It's quite, actually surprisingly decent. I mean, these
Yeah,
handhelds are not bad.
It's a whole ecosystem. You
Yeah,
can
and
get
it
in,
supports
buy
all the
into
Evercade
here.
cartridges,
It's-
so
it's-
it's really cool.
It's like collecting vinyl almost. Like you have these really rarities and you can trade them
Mhm.
and stuff. And it is a cool thing. My thing always is with this one is I just wish that screen was a little better and the buttons were a little better. But I love the
Yeah.
colorway of the Atari wood grain, and they have a blue one here and a red one too. But it's compatible with all of your Evercade carts,
Yep.
and it comes in at around $100 or so. Is the
The-
standard price? No, these
They're
are cheaper, right?
$59, yeah.
Yeah, $60. That's right.
Yeah. And the one in the middle, which is the wood grain one, is the limited edition one. So that's not theirs. I don't know what the pricing is on that one, but it's also only available, I think, on Fun Stock or one of the websites. I forget.
I'm totally
let's see.
getting that.
That wood
That-
grain is
The
nice.
wood grain is great.
And I'm usually not even a fan of good wood grain, but that just looks like it belongs to the Atari logo.
Yes. I wanted on my Mio Mini Plus, I wanted to have a sticker that had the wood grain because a lot of times I play Atari games on my Mio Mini Plus, and so that just just fuels the need for that.
Yes. Yeah. I still have not picked up one of these new verticals from this line. I tried the Evercade.
I haven't
I
either.
did like the idea of it. I immediately wanted to hack it somehow and get emulation working. That was my first go to, and I'm like, I cannot
course.
get the ROMs in. They don't fit in here. Oh, never mind. But they are looks like $49 option, $59 option, £49, 59 USD. on their Hyper Megatech website. And if you want to know more, we have an article up on our website. And there's Capcom and Taito versions as well that have been out for a while. But let's see what's special about these. So you get a bunch of games. You get Asteroids, Berserk, all the bunch of new classics, a lot of Atari, 2600, 5200, 7800 ROMs. Now, mind you, I'm going to remind everybody, these are the tiniest ROM files. So you can play these on literally any handheld ever. Anyone that lets you put custom games on. But
Does
I
anybody
like
know-
the Super Pocket just because if you are interested in the Evercade ecosystem, this is kind of a way to see if this is something for you, basically, because it's only $59 for the handheld. But they've gotten a lot better releases in the past, so there's a lot of exciting stuff on the Evercade lineup now.
Does anybody know if there's like a licensing issue with Adventure or something? Because I feel like I rarely see a game in Atari collections.
It seems like that it's not considered sort of one of the classics that everybody wants to play is where I find it. But yet it is like for the really,
that's what I was gonna say. Like
for people who emulate games, especially like the one I always go to is Adventure because it was ahead of its time and it's really cool to this day. I am still playing it myself. It's
one of those games that as soon as I think Atari, it just pops into my head. And I guess it wasn't as that popular, but I feel like it's got enough of a cult following now that it should be in those collections.
I agree. I don't know why I don't see it listed more often, but
it's up there with Pong and sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought that was an original Atari game, that Atari actually produced that. Where, I mean, there's unfortunately, some of my favorites are not on there that are Activision games. Pitfall.
Activision's impossible,
River Raid. So
and you also have this Technos version cart they have as well, which is the blue version there. And that has like Double Dragon, Blockout, a lot of arcade games, and then some more 8-bit. So I don't know. I think it's fun to collect these. It does get pricey, and so I'm just putting it out there that. Well, I guess I'm still an emulation fanboy at the end of the day.
Wait, hold on for a second. I thought I saw.
What do you see? Was it?
I thought I saw Adventure. No, it was just saying something else. Never mind.
Okay, we're gonna figure this out. There's a way we're gonna hack these things. We're gonna get Adventure onto these one way or the other. By golly. Okay, well, if you're wanting to pick one of those up, we will get a link up for it. The wood grain design will only have 2,600 units available, so that'll be the rarity. That, unfortunately, is probably going to get scalpers on eBay.
I think it already got sold out.
Really?
Yeah, I think it just
I need it.
Well, no, but pre-orders don't open until July 31st.
Oh, okay.
And the release isn't until October, so get your buying fingers ready on July 31st if you want that sweet wood grain. Otherwise, you don't need it. No, I don't need it. Nobody needs that. But it looks cool. Should we talk about the SJGAM M25?
That sounds like a real product.
This is not AI made. I have verified that there is at least a store page up on Geek Buying for this.
I'm going to find the factory that has the arcade 3566. I'm going to burn it down. I'm going to burn that factory down.
They're called Rock Chip. Yeah.
Why?
I will find you and I will stop you. So Cheeto Steve, he was going through the factory. He found a PS5 controller. All right, and he put in a little screen and said, "This is PS Portal at home. It's a 3566 chipset, has a 4.3-inch LCD. We're gonna sell it on AliExpress eventually, but for now, Geek Buying is offering it for the low price of what is it, Rob? $80, $90, you say?
$80. $80.
What would you put on the price
too
for
much?
Or around $80. Let's see.
$80. Yeah, but you know they got coupons. They're not going to sell this for $80. They can't get away with that. There's no way.
I swear that
$94. No, that's the 128 gig version. Now hold on. Let's see what we can do here. Apply all the coupons.
All right,
$84, and it's
on
a
July
flash
deal.
It's a flash deal, and it's a
So
July
much
4th special. There's an Independence Day code.
$40 too much.
Robert.
Why?
There's an Independence Day code at the
because
top.
freedom, Rob. That's why.
Look at the freedom, Rob. Do you smell the freedom?
You're not free to save, huh? Do you not think so?
Can we click that and get you some cookies? And is there any codes? Look at this, July 24th. Oh, let's do that. $15 code. off
There you
$80.
go. All right.
Dollars.
And
let's
man,
check out.
wars
Let's
were
buy
fought
this.
for those $15.
We'll
You're
buy
gonna
this
take
now.
advantage of it.
The
Let's see.
justification is
Let's
just
see.
not,
Oh,
not
man.
okay right now.
Oh no! Wait!
Oh,
Code!
let's see.
Code!
Oh,
Code!
see?
Code! We get that
And now
bad
you
boy
have
down.
Dancing Coin
Oh,
that wants to give you more
Oh,
codes.
it wants me to fill my address in. No,
I'm pretty sure you
No.
just
I can't do
downloaded like
that.
2 Trojans, by the way.
okay. Well, with the code,
Here,
that
let's
should give you.
let's do some coupons. Maybe they got coupons. I'll use Honey.
What was that?
We're
a
not
15
sponsored by Honey, but we'll just use
$15
it.
off. That gets us
I
down
swear
to,
that I've seen something like this on AliExpress.
Oh wait, this is
Months ago.
Geekbind. I don't know why.
Why are you
Geekbind
running
didn't
this
click with
malware?
me.
Why are you running this malware on your computer right now?
Because it gets me
Honey.
coupons. You need coupons.
That's what Honey
man.
does.
We need
You
this
don't,
to
you
be
don't
an
like
intervention.
AliExpress coupons?
You don't like
Honey is
saving
not
money?
our sponsor today.
There's nothing.
Oh, we get nothing.
Okay, so let's assume for a minute. Let's assume for a minute that you put in your address and that coupon worked. In a perfect world, that gets us down to $65, right?
We'll just go based on the article and it says around $80. How about we just go with that?
Okay, but it says free ship. Okay, sure. Let's go with that. Either way, I'm not running out to buy this. I've not felt compelled to buy this. I don't know what's going on with SJGAM, but they
I
have
learned my
made.
lesson after buying this thing.
Let me tell you what I
I'm
learned my lesson with.
I'm done. I'm not doing that no more.
I've heard you say that before.
And I blame that on Ban too. That's Ban's fault.
Yeah, blame him. It's definitely his fault.
Who?
Ban.
Ban. He made me buy the R40S.
Oh my
Just-
god! All right, so listen, this is not the
Oh, it's the other one.
SJGAM.
Yeah,
This
it's
is the
other
cheaper
Yeah, it's
one.
the
This
other
is-
one. It's the
This
other
is called
one
the
that you see.
Project X, and it looks.
Yeah,
I know it looks
Professor
very
X.
similar, but this is actually just a cheap
Oh
sort of
man, I
that's
didn't realize it
so
looks that
flat.
piece of crap. Yeah, it's just bad. It's just looked real bad.
Oh,
It's real bad.
It looks deflated.
yeah,
what
it's
is
real bad.
going on? I didn't
This
realize
is-
it looked like that. in the
Everybody,
back.
everybody
Wow.
seems to
They
think
get
that
run
the
over.
one that the M25 is actually this Project X, but they are completely different handhelds. This one, I got it for free, and I'm looking for a new home for it already. But not to review, Just
Wow.
somebody gave it to me as an extra in like a trade offer we did. Now it works, and is much cheaper. It is somewhere in the realm of like what $25, $30, somewhere around
Okay,
there.
that's
So-
that's
rated
fine.
D-pad.
Are standards that low that the minimum requirement is that it works?
I think so. So it does
Hey,
play
man,
some games,
that's data frog money right there.
I was just gonna say that.
but it's so slippery and cheap feeling just all the way around, and it's just my fingerprints. Like it's just so fingerprinty and sweaty. And there's 2 joysticks, and it sort of has the chips that I believe from the Powkitty X39 line, X39 Pro, and so okay. And these are obviously like digital slider style joysticks with joysticks attached. So it's cheapo. And so I expect, and it is, believe it or not, stacked shoulder buttons on this.
Anbernic.
If anything, I will say that the upcoming M25 will probably be
And
better
you-
than this.
And
Not
you get a
saying
micro
you should go
SD
buy
card
it.
slot. Maybe I need to use this
Hey,
more actually.
That big question here.
no.
Good question in chat. Did you put Stubbs nose on it?
Hold on.
Wow, Andre Agassi kind of looks like you, Stubbs. If you had a mullet.
Oh yeah, well I'm working on my mullet. You know what? For the right
Can't unsee it now. I'm gonna Photoshop a mullet
No.
on him.
No, now.
Oh, yes,
Please.
great.
Now.
Can we put his face on that intro
Now.
screen?
Oh my.
You're gonna have a mullet by the end of the day.
Oh no.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Oh, that's great.
I can't unsee it now.
It's actually not horrible now that I'm using it a bit more, but nevertheless, don't buy this. But
No.
it's not. It's
Also,
it
don't
feels
take it
and looks so
outside.
cheap. Don't take it outside. I
just the
feel like it'll
box.
burn
Well,
up.
Well,
Don't
it'll
take
burn
it on
up,
a
and I
plane
feel
with
like
you either.
if you take it outside, if you flip it over and the sun just catches it, it's gonna glare you and like
Yeah,
you
it'll
know
just.
ricochet in your eye, and then
Fatality.
you'll be blind.
The speakers are on the back.
Look at that big, proud made in China. Man, they
know.
So,
engraved
how
that.
well does this play like Game Boy Advance games?
Yeah, it is widescreen too. That's a concern. So
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering because if it can handle Game Boy Advance games, I'm pretty blown away by what you can get for like $30 nowadays.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the Miu A30s.
I did not
35-ish.
expect in any world to show this handheld today though on camera.
Is that
I don't know.
LTR3?
Yeah, it has clickable sticks. Believe it
wow.
or not.
Wow, that's crazy.
Actually, this maybe is one of the better handhelds that I have right now. I don't know. With this price range.
You stop that.
I mean,
No,
it's
no, I'm,
Take
it's
that
more
back.
features than a data
You
frog.
take that back right now.
Oh no.
Here's what ruins it immediately, and why I really haven't picked it up much. It's just again, it's so sweaty
Oh, that
and just like it's the glossiest. It has to be the glossiest handheld I've ever touched. Like, look at that. That's just from a minute or two of touching it.
I don't know
It's
why.
'cause you
they
have to
thought
play
that
with
was a good
gloves.
idea.
Your hands.
I need to play with gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I just want to know if it runs Game Boy Advance games, because if it does, then it's not absolute trash.
Just
Yeah, I don't
sort
want
of-
to. Need to give it a fair shake,
Yeah.
right?
And you know, we're
There's a
going to say
stretch
don't get it,
Game Boy.
and somebody's going to get it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't even have it
Of
linked
course.
in our
Well,
description.
that person is always Stubbs.
I don't even know where to
If they
get
don't
this. I assume it's on
Stubbs always gets
AliExpress.
it.
I don't know the
Oh,
story
man,
behind
even
this.
the menu is lagging.
I
Now-
feel like the people that watch us just need to know that it exists, and they'll
Ooh,
find a way
Barbie
to
and
buy
the
it.
12 Dancing Princesses. One of my favorites. Here we go, GBA, Aish. So these face buttons, though, super duper cheap feeling. The D-pad as well, just cheapo
Wait, Ford
cheapo.
made a Barbie game? No way. This actually might be somewhat decent.
Yeah, put it in easy mode.
Yeah, especially after last week.
Yeah, we don't
What?
want to repeat.
Oh, guys, guess what? I've been practicing Celeste. So I can do better now if I were to be in that situation. I think. Am I
Pretty
not?
sure the buttons are flipped. I mean,
Pretty
you're not
sure-
even getting in the game right now.
I was gonna say you're struggling.
I
with
didn't
just
say
getting
I
into
didn't
the
say that I practiced at this game.
Hold Y, hold Y, hold Y.
game.
How do you know the controls for this game, Aish?
Because I
played
saw
it
you press
before.
it.
He's a Way Ford fan like me. He's played it
Of
before.
course. I see
Well-
Barbie, I play Barbie. That's what do you want me to say? I mean, you know
Well,
what?
it's in a pretty rough envelope, but actually the screen isn't bad and the performance
$30,
isn't too
you
bad.
know?
Yeah, it's just again in the exterior of it.
I don't
is
know.
not
If your
okay.
budget is this or Data Frog, I think you have options nowadays.
I mean, I'm just saying you
Yes.
look like you have a PlayStation Portal on a budget, so that's
Yeah.
I could take this
that's
to
a that's a
Star-
money move right there. That's a
I
money.
could
move
take
right
this
there.
to Starbucks and people would be
You know what
impressed.
this
You're like,
reminds
wow,
me
he's
of?
got the latest PlayStation Portal.
Hey Rob,
There you go.
Did you ever watch Malibu's Most Wanted?
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Do you remember that scene where he's like, "Yeah, you got a PlayStation," and he's like, "No, I got a game station." You mean a PlayStation? That's what I'm getting. I don't know why I just keep thinking about that.
That's,
Well, that's enough of this. So this is again called the Project X handheld. I think it's on AliExpress if you're interested in it. It's I wouldn't recommend it over other options so far, but
I just want to point
not
out
as
that
bad
that's
as we
growth
thought.
stuff. That's
so I
growth.
thought
'cause
I thought that I was showing you absolute e-waste. It's just a level above. But what's
I'm
grow? What I
glad-
grow? What I do?
I'm so glad we've moved past the Stubbs Data Frog face.
Oh, where
I
I
don't
was
think
I
we
was
have,
loving
really.
that sector. I was loving this the
Yes.
cheapo. Well, it was
Yes.
fun. That was a fun time to explore. But
Yeah.
once you get into that, you realize
they're
how
still
much
cooking over there. Let me tell you, they're still cooking on
Like,
that.
how
data.
much
Yeah, there's
absolute-
custom firmware and there's
How
like
much
an EX.
Garbo is in that price range, exactly. But the Data Frog team have absolutely gone to town, and they're still working on it, developing it, and I'm proud of that handheld. Despite they took something that really was going to be this one-off horrible experience potentially. Data Frog people are like, "What's happening? This is viral orders. What's going on?" And so they,
Stubbs is still getting checks from them.
well,
He gets
know
like
what
a
to say.
penny per unit.
Mine is sitting somewhere in a,
Oh,
in a
yeah.
closet. I
Yeah.
just shoved it in the back of the closet. I don't ever want to see it again. I don't want to be reminded of the pain.
I have one on the
I
shelf that I'm
actually
looking at
threw
right
mine
now,
oh no,
and I'm afraid for the battery. That one day I'm just
no.
gonna walk into the room and it's gonna explode.
Yep. You're gonna look
Yeah.
at it and it's just gonna explode.
it's
Yep.
not
It's
my
gonna
first
jump at
choice
me.
for a handheld these days. I'll
No.
say that. I'll say that. Rob, what else
Nope.
do we got up
Yeah.
now?
Oh, something really crazy.
So,
You ready
right.
for this?
So, yeah, GPD.
correct
So-
orientation.
GPD was making their dual screen laptop, and now this company AceMagic, who makes mini PCs traditionally, is also releasing a dual screen laptop. But instead of up and down vertical screens, they're doing horizontal screens left and right, or just one, sorry, on the left or the right. And I'm guessing it folds back on itself is how this
It
works.
does, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you could
Rob,
see
what
it.
are your thoughts? You're excited about this, clearly.
I mean, I think it's a cool concept. I mean, between the two, I think I like the dual more.
Yeah.
Because,
Disagree.
Well, the power wise, that's the problem. I think, what are they putting in this
Well,
thing?
Are you getting an OLED screen here? Like, what do we know about this? There's,
Let's see.
13 OLED. Yeah.
well, that's the,
Yeah,
well,
OLED
isn't it-
displays.
Oh, never mind.
is
Oh,
it
wait,
saying this handheld is a 13.3 inch OLED?
No,
or
no.
the
It was saying the GPD one.
GPD Duo is
Let's
one?
see.
Okay. So they're saying
Ace Magician. I'm gonna have to talk to Ace Magician. I would love to get my hands on this thing. I would daily drive that thing.
I mean, I
It's
think
pretty
this is
cool.
very cool too. I think we're going to see
Yeah.
a push
Mhm.
towards a lot of these type of devices in the future. There is definitely a use for it, especially depending on what your field is.
Yep.
yeah. I mean, it
Rob,
looks,
you know how I
There's
feel
not
about
a lot
monitors.
of
if
there's
it
not a
can-
lot of details about the screen itself, though. That's the only thing I'm not seeing here. There's no,
You get two of them. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, I just wonder how stable it is. I wonder how stable the screen is. You know, it's just
I thought
What
I
are
saw
the
the
specs
specs
on
for
the-
this thing.
What are the specs on the actual computer?
do they even say
That's
yet?
what
Do
I'm
we
trying to
know?
find because I'm pretty sure I saw specs on this thing. So
I
let
mean,
me
it's
see if I can
all-
pull it up.
Fun and
Um,
games until you find out it doesn't run anything.
Like an
And that's no good.
N100 or something like that.
I hope it's not
The
that.
Celeron.
No, it can't.
Celeron's
do that.
in there.
That's-
I mean, I don't think Ace Magician does a lot of higher powered mobile chips, though.
Let's see.
I know they have a lot of like N100 and
Okay.
97.
So we got a Core i7 1255U. So it's actually it's a 2-year-old Intel processor. It's 12th gen
Okay.
Intel. So it's
Really?
not Core Ultra. Yeah, it's not either.
We
one of those.
avoided the Core Ultra.
So they're going even older. So
I would say 12th or 14th if we get the latest, but
No, I'm legitimately going to be contacting Ace Magician to see if they want to do something because I like this. I don't know if you guys remember when we saw the
Mhm.
Duo, I said that I would prefer the screen on the side,
yeah.
and I would legitimately daily drive a laptop like that. Just
well,
because,
you've worked with them before, haven't you?
yeah,
You've
Yeah.
covered an AceMagic PC.
yeah.
Yeah. I have
So
those.
yeah, it's I like what they do in here, and if you're gonna have a multiple monitor setup with your laptop, I think on the side is definitely the way to go. I know some other people don't agree, and they think the screen on top
Is
makes more sense. but-
who's some other people? Is his name Rob?
No, not just Rob. I've seen
Oh, wow.
no, I've seen other people mention it, like, no, this makes sense, this and that. And I was like, okay, that's fine for you if that makes sense. That's
The funny
great.
thing is, I think I'd probably transition better to this one because I use an ultra wide. So for me,
Yeah.
it'd be like just using an ultra wide.
Yeah, me too. I switched over to just a single ultra wide monitor, and
Yeah.
it just,
Okay,
it
Van has
makes
a
more sense to
request.
me.
He wants me to look at his the tank PC on AceMagic's website. So where is it? I know I saw it somewhere here. Let's see. Oh, this crazy thing.
Oh wow.
That's
that?
amazing.
That's a
amazing.
router.
That
It
is
looks like a
awesome.
TIE fighter.
That's
Asus
It's a
router.
TIE fighter.
Yeah, it is a TIE
Awesome.
fighter.
Hey, it's got a 3080 in there.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
The world's
though. I mean,
first
that is,
AAA sci-fi games mini PC. I love it.
yeah, that thing is flying. That is definitely intense.
I could just see myself
That is
like
intense.
taking it and like reenacting battles and stuff.
Oh, wait a second.
This actually makes
You
me
mean,
think
like,
of the other crazy
what I-
PC I've
Yeah,
seen,
Kim, what do you
too.
got there? Your
What I
Millennium
do with my
Falcon.
Millennium Falcon
Oh, yeah.
speaker.
That is a
Yeah.
sweet model. That's a Bluetooth speaker?
For anybody that doesn't know, I'm a giant nerd geek, and I love Star Wars. Hence,
What's
Steve
BB-8?
Stormtrooper in the back.
I see Yoda,
Exactly.
BB-8, Stormtrooper. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
other than Disney taking away years of lore, but I mean that's what Disney does.
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
about episode 8? That's how I'll know exactly where to peg you in the nerdverse.
So, okay. I don't mind. I shouldn't say that. I should choose my words very carefully because I will never speak to Ace will never speak to me again.
You're in a safe space.
I'm glad that Disney picked up the Star Wars universe because Lucas wasn't going to do anything with it anyways. He was done after, he couldn't count numbers and do 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then he was done. So I'm happy that they did that. Am I happy about 7, 8, and 9? No, not
What's your favorite? What's your favorite of 7, 8, and 9 on the spot? Don't think about it. Just don't think about it. Give me a number.
I'd probably have to say 7 just because it gives me nostalgic feels of A New Hope.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's the right answer for most people. I think people can agree the third one was just a train wreck. But for me, I like the 8th. I like that second one. I thought it was cool what they did with Leia's character.
Yeah.
She's in space. She gets the Force. She's General. She's General Organa at that point, and I thought it was the dark storyline was cool. I know Mark Hamill hated it, but
yeah. My big thing with Disney now is I love all of the series that came out. I think that those are fantastic. I haven't watched Acolyte just yet. I need, before I die, I need to see Luke Skywalker after he became a Jedi, and I need to see him use his powers. We got to see that. Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen,
they've had long enough.
Right, exactly. Mandalorian and Boba Fett, Ahsoka, Boba Fett. They put a little bit in all sorts of them, but yeah, Mandalorian was when they did that. But yeah, I need to see that. I want to see, Luke Skywalker be a badass.
I actually agree with you. I'm glad that Disney picked it up. I'm just what I don't like that they did is that they took years of work that people did in the extended universe, like all the books we had and everything, and just basically said, "Yeah, you guys can't have that anymore." That's the only part I'm not happy about. Even the last 3 movies, I feel like the last one wasn't great, and that's why people are really salty about it. But to me, those felt more like Star Wars movies than the prequels.
Yes,
like I got nostalgic feelings from them.
Fair, and also Luke drinks that funky blue milk. This part was crazy.
They're not great, but I don't hate them as much as some other people do. Like I've always tried to separate my fandom from what I'm actually seeing and just enjoying them as somebody like, okay, I'm experiencing this for the first time. Mm-hmm. They're not. They're good. They're fine. The last one could have been better, sure, but I don't hate Disney for what they did.
They're better than the first 3, and that's all I needed them to be.
Yeah, so. If they would have done if Jar Jar would have been the Sith Lord, I think that would have saved everything.
So not to shift away from that, but you guys seen this Cybertruck mini PC on Indiegogo?
I had to throw this in there because we were talking about that crazy tape.
I've seen a few of those on the road. There's
Cybertruck.
2 of them.
There's tons of them here.
But do those Cybertrucks have a Ryzen 7 inside? Because this is actually a computer.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to show this because this is crazy.
This is
the one that I keep seeing around. The one that I keep seeing around, it's like all silver and it looks like it's made out of sheet metal. And I don't know.
It's like a polished.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I'm seeing them everywhere.
I see them almost daily around here, and I'm like,
yeah, they've been really popular. I guess I don't know. I mean, there's a certain futurism to them, I guess, but I don't know. Are they actually good trucks? Can they get you? Can you off road with? Could you outrun a tornado? Like, if you buy a truck, which Rip Ban was hit with a tornado. Since he shouldn't have moved out of my attic, but we tried.
It was his choice,
and the tornado took him away. So like if he would have had a Cybertruck to save him, that would have been great. But unfortunately,
maybe this has the
maybe
thing
we'll
where
see Ban in a new Twister.
In the ground.
They made that new one right?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sorry, I dropped my Millennium Falcon.
It's been through worse. It'll be fine.
Millennium Falcon, but seriously though, I mean, speaking of nostalgia, speaking of Star Wars, something completely different, but looks like something out of Star Wars is
this is so cool.
This is if anyone remember the Neptune console, but from Sega back in the 90s that was going to be a thing, but it never was. So this was a mixture of the Genesis and the 32X, so you could play both. Not the Tower of Power Sega, which I was really cool and interesting. I tried that once. I couldn't get it to work, but this would have been a thing. So now it's going to be a thing, except it's in the form of an FPGA console, but it'll play carts, it looks like. So, Rob, what do you know about this?
All I know is I actually remember seeing the Sega Neptune in a magazine way back as a kid.
A long time ago.
So excited for it. I was like, oh, this is so cool.
Prototype to a Sega Saturn or something.
So there are prototypes of the Neptune out in the wild. Like it actually does.
Does it look like this? Is this what?
So basically, it's just black versus this color. But I think this is such a fun thing that they're doing this. I think this is. I know it's not the actual Neptune, but I think this is still pretty cool to see.
Well, is Sega who is funding this? Are they actually the people behind this, or is this a fan?
I don't think they're involved with this.
Project they got some sort of funding. Like this is Game Scare is the company.
Is it Games Care or Games Scare?
Probably
Games Care.
Games Care. See, I saw Game Scare. And I'm like, that's kind of an edgy name. That's kind of cool.
You can see the name on the console itself. It's Game Scare.
You're scared of games. Oh, there we go. Okay,
way more wholesome. That's way more. Yeah. They should not combine the words into one word.
No, or they should have just capitalized the C.
I think Game Scare is way cooler. That sounds
that
line.
I don't know about that.
That lines up with Sega's edgy '90s advertisements. Are you kidding me?
This looks like something Leapfrog would have made for their teenage division.
Yeah, from the top angle here, I'm not sure about it as much now, but I mean, it's
pretty true to what a Neptune looks like.
Okay,
I don't know if we have it in the article.
I wonder how Sega ever failed as a hardware
videos. Yay!
Genesis does.
This is a Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, this is good.
Genesis.
This brings me back.
These commercials slay me every time.
Yes, that's the commercial right there.
Yep.
So you can play Knuckles in Sonic 2 and
3. Oh my god.
I like how they have all the kids in a warehouse and they're all in
this
like
makes perfect
TVs and
sense.
consoles. Like they're powering some sort of, super.
Hey, he could have at least put like a filter on that to make it fit.
Ace, is that your dad? I'm not being weird. I'm just saying.
No, my dad's better looking.
True. I mean, yeah, I've seen your dad. He is a fox.
Oh yeah. Old man's got it going on.
Don't tell me twice.
I do remember seeing the Neptune in.
This is from Brazil.
The Sega magazine.
Yeah, sorry. It makes sense if this is for Brazil.
Shinobi looks nice on there.
Yeah, so there's not a whole lot to this video. Looks like it's just kind
you
of
get right. It's just a bunch of Sega games.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what else do we know? Anything else? When's it coming out? We don't know yet, but follow their socials, follow our socials, and we'll let you know. There's a Tower of Power originally.
I just have to ask Stubbs,
you don't have to do that anymore.
Did yours look like that?
I did not. So I didn't have all the tiers of it. I only had the 32X that I plugged into the Genesis, and I would put, Sonic on top of that. I didn't have like the Sonic on top of Game Genie situation. And then the Sega CD attached to the side. I didn't do all that.
Once again, I wonder how Sega ever failed as a hardware company.
I'm not sure. The Fox would be upset to see this. He does not like when people accessorize. He does not want to accessorize. It's all in one.
He just can't handle all this immense power.
It'd be too much power for him.
There's just too much going on here.
I think that is actually Game Scare right there. That's what a Game Scare is.
That is the original Game Scare.
That is the original Game Scare.
Is this new version gonna work with all these accessories? That's
better.
It's FPGA, right?
It looks like the slots right. It has blast processing. So never
whatever
ever
that means.
Forget. Okay,
Blast
so it is a Brazilian.
Genie.
It is a Brazilian company, confirmed, not related to Sega or Tectoy.
Yeah. Which makes sense for them.
Huge
They,
in Brazil.
yeah. Don't they still sell the Genesis over there?
Yeah. And the Master System.
I'm sure. Yeah, Master System still has fans. Now, we're just going to barrel right along because there's just still too much news to cover. Okay, you know what else is happening, everybody? That's right. we got to talk about this. We got to have a little serious conversation about licensing and ethics and all sorts of stuff. So here's what Anbernic has done this week. They said, hey, you like ports? You like your ports? We're going to include all the files you need to play your ports, so you don't have to download them yourself. You don't have to source it from GOG and your legitimate sources. And they included it on a new update to the 35XX in preparation for the new 40XX that's about to come out. And what spawned this is because they're switching to a new 64-bit Linux system from the current 32-bit, which is freaking awesome. And Aish pointed this out to me today, and I'm like, holy cow, that's so crazy. So they're switching now and releasing a firmware with this new 64-bit Linux system, which adds a bunch of options. Ports are going to be easier to play, like TMNT, Celeste. Hopefully I can beat that one. Shredder's Revenge, GTA 3, and Stardew Valley, for instance, which is all great and cool. Unfortunately, they included all the illegal, files to play those games with this update that people wanted to try this out and download it. They're going to get those Portmaster games complete, which is great for convenience, but unfortunately not so legit because it's taking money right out of the pockets of these developers who are still making these games, and that sucks. So Portmaster team said, hey, this sucks. We're not going to support this. This is crap. And Anbernic did respond, and I heard from our rep just this week saying, hey, we're taking those games out of there. It should already be fixed. So initially they removed the link, so you can't get that firmware right now. But they're removing it and re-uploading it as far as I understand it. Let me double check the wording to make sure I got that right. But it's just unfortunate, and it's like, okay, the community was really up in arms, and then you have this other segment of people who are mad that the community said anything at all, that the devs of Portmaster said anything at all, because they're mad that they don't have their working games. They don't want to have to be bothered to go buy the games, to go be bothered to transfer the files. It's too much work. I feel that. But nevertheless, we got to pay devs. I really just buy the game. GOG is cheap. These games are what? A few dollars? Celeste is $1 right now.
Right.
So that's my soapbox. What do you all think about it? And discuss. I'm going to look this up.
This is why we can't have nice things.
I know.
That's all I'll say.
I can't say that I don't have a problem with, because I don't agree with what they did. But the thing is, this is really not that different than the preloaded SD cards we already see from them. Like, I get a lot of people are saying like, oh, but those are older games that you can't buy. But there's a lot of games in there that you can still buy as collections on Steam or on the Switch. So that argument just doesn't hold as much weight. If you're okay with buying a device with a preloaded SD card, this is no different than that. So that's kind of that's my where I'm coming from as far as that. Again, I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't. I think especially for indie devs, they deserve to get all the money they can because they make great games. It's small teams and they're pouring hundreds of hours into this. But as a community, if we're okay buying preloaded SD cards, then we're the ones facilitating this. I will partially give Anbernic props for fixing it, but at the same time, you shouldn't have never shipped it. I understand why they want to do it. It's kind of a new thing for their cheaper lines. They want to showcase like, hey, you can do this now.
It adds additional games.
Rob,
to be
exactly.
Rob, can you play the video too, so we can see? I'm going to look at this.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have shipped it with it, and they shouldn't have made the image available with those games already in them. You can say, hey, this runs it.
They shouldn't have it, but it's not the first time. It's been the same thing with ROMs in general.
Exactly.
Where they'll load their update images for people to update their systems with all the games there. It's the full 64 gig image, and that's a whole nother topic in itself, is getting these images files down, because downloading those are crazy.
I don't think it's a separate topic, because I think it's kind of the same thing. They're providing the games when they shouldn't be providing them.
Yeah,
that's kind of the thing with it.
That was fast.
Yeah.
So Andrew,
that is fast.
Andrew apparently photoshopped my face onto the Andre Agassi tennis game here. There I am.
Fast. That's amazing.
There's my face. I don't know where that screenshot's from, but
that's incredible.
Thank you, Andrew.
Incredible.
Stubbs, I didn't know that you played tennis.
Real work
here. I dabble a little here and there.
He's doing the real work.
But so that's kind of my point with it. It's a tough one, because again, as a community, people want these things already in there, and that's why they're buying these handhelds. The vast majority of people are not buying these because they want to play their old backed up games.
It's true. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and for convenience sake, again, like that's good. But they were like zero tolerance on that Portmaster team. And so it just, and I read the message from our rep just now, and he said, yep, they did remove the 3 games. And yeah, so they listened and they're sorry. That's about it. So, okay.
I would say if this bothered you, then don't buy handhelds with preloaded SD cards.
Well, and there's a second Anbernic kerfuffle this week in that we're seeing a couple of reports of some SP 35XX SPs getting hot and spicy and burning out their circuitry, which is showing up on Reddit. Just a few reports, and there's the logic of, okay, there's 25,000, 35,000 of these that have been sold. It's been a very popular handheld, and so you're going to have I would expect to see some defective units. But you're seeing people on Reddit saying, it's going to burn your house down. It's going to catch on fire. So I don't know at what level the alarm is at, because I've personally only seen the one post so far, but I feel like there's been at least 2, maybe 3 reports total, which is still too many, and you don't want a dangerous situation. So just take care, especially with the heat and the SP.
So you're saying that it's like 2 or 3 reported cases, and this is one of Anbernic's most popular handhelds ever. So they've sold thousands upon thousands of units.
It's somewhere over 25,000, I believe.
Yeah, so if they're sold over 25,000, and you only have 3 reported cases so far, which the thing with things like that is the people that have a bad experience tend to be more vocal than the people that have a good experience.
Exactly. So, that's the thing.
Yep.
And so
we were talking about this, and it's just, that's an insanely low failure rate, though.
If we were seeing the numbers like the light bleed issue from the Cube, if we were seeing that level of people affected,
that's very different. Yeah.
And you have the fact that it's a potentially dangerous issue. This is like, oh my God, this is crazy. So far, I'm not seeing this happen any more than you see RGB30 battery have an issue, or it's in that what I would consider with a normal range, but people are going to say YouTubers are sweeping this under the rug. You already see that sort of talk on Reddit. It's like we're out here trying to defend Anbernic for some reason, and so they ask us to call it out, and so yes, we're calling out. We're saying, hey, this is messed up, but I need more data, and I want to see more. Everybody who has this issue, please share your post. Please get those pictures out there. Get yourself heard, and Anbernic needs to, obviously, for one, refund you or replace your device at your request, which I'm hearing from the person who's affected on Reddit for this issue has not happened. And for all the RG Cube light bleed issues, I have not yet heard a single person get a successful refund or replacement of the device, only the front shell with the screen on. And that is a bummer, a continuation of a bummer of Anbernic's customer service experience for people. And it makes me bummed out. It makes me really bummed out. And I can tell you, I've been having a lot more fun lately with my unicorn, my A1 unicorn, which I have a video coming out. Zoo had one today, and he was initially kind of hyped on it, but he still likes the Cube better. I would say, Cube in general is better, more powerful, but the unicorn, as an underdog story, Anbernic took this design, made it their own, squashed them out. They took too long to come to market, and so this is not going to be as popular as the Cube. It's just not. But there's heart and care in this handheld, and there's just a little more joy in playing it for me, despite how bad I am at Celeste.
For the 35XX, what I was trying to get at with what I was saying is like, we're not defending Anbernic. What we're saying is that's a very, very low failure rate. We can't really make this into a giant thing when we haven't seen it yet. If this was happening to a bunch of devices and we saw a lot of people reporting it, well, I can tell you everybody on this panel right now would be up in arms alongside with you guys. But at this point, we're just not seeing it. Like, we can be aware of it. We can let people know, like, hey, if you're having an issues, please report it so we can call these companies out. But we can't create a shitstorm, excuse the word, when it's not there yet.
We have, you have just a couple people, really just one guy, as far as I saw, really putting pressure and creating a lot of sound around this. And it's just like, during our SP review cycle, we did not see a single thing like this, and we would call the hell out of it, just like the light bleed, if we saw something.
And I get it from his point of view because I put myself in his position. If I just bought a device and I got it and this happened, I would be upset.
Yeah, and let me pull it up so people can see what we're talking about here. Let's...
Yeah, like one person just mentioning it, or maybe 2 or 3, doesn't make this the Note 7 of handhelds. You know,
right.
For anybody that doesn't know about that. I mean, they're not going to recall all of this. And yeah, I mean, if it happens, then absolutely, we'll talk about it. But that's a very, very, very low failure rate.
Yeah. And we, in our defense, like we do call things out. Like with the hinge issue on the Retro Pocket Flip, we called it out, and it wasn't just us, but as a community, that was solved. With the trigger issues on the Retro Pocket 4 Pro, that got called out, and that was solved. The screen issues on that one, Anbernic light bleed. So every time there's a problem with a handheld, we do call it out when it's an actual problem. If it's a low failure rate, then we can't really, go up in arms about it if we're not seeing it happen yet. That's, I think everybody can agree with that. Like,
yeah, I just got my SP last week, and this thing is awesome. It's really cool. But I left it on for hours. I left it on before I discovered how to do the sleep mode function, and I felt it. It was a tiny bit warm.
I'm pretty sure this is a charging issue.
Hot.
Yeah.
So this is from SPC Gaming's where this was posted. The post is called "My RG35XX SP almost caught on fire, and Anbernic is." Anbernic is what? And Anbernic is refusing to send a replacement. More information in the first comment. So he's saying Rice. Well, let's see. Where is?
Yeah. So he was saying that he didn't buy it directly from Anbernic, and that's why Anbernic is refusing to send a replacement unit.
And then, so it's this PyMej here, and PyMej said, "I'm sorry, Kim, I'll get right to you." PyMej says, "Hey, really frustrated. They're not giving me a refund. I was using a low power USB port on my computer, which is recommended. The same cable with everything. After about an hour, I noticed the smell of burning plastic. I checked the device. Thankfully, I was lucky he hadn't gone to sleep yet. More than surprised to see the battery pushing the battery cover out to the point where it was difficult to unscrew. The plastic chassis was deformed from the heat, and the battery was burning hot. There is a small chip inside the device that wasn't damaged. It looked fried. I ended up with a tiny burn on my hand from trying to remove the scorching battery. Oh my gosh. I contacted Anbernic with pictures and offered to provide any proof they needed. They refused to give me a replacement. Their excuse was I didn't buy the handheld directly from them. Okay, that's fair. That's actually fair. And so what they did is contact Russ from Retro Game Core, said, hey, you need to fix this. You need to fix this for me. And Russ basically, wrote a very nice response back saying, hey, here's the options you have. Definitely, but where did you buy it from? And they haven't responded and won't say to anybody where they bought this from. So it's hard to give help or offer a solution if you won't say what outlet you bought it from. Maybe you traded it, and maybe that's the issue. So, but they're really mad this happened. I believe
Russ said, I don't know, I forget. He mentioned that he said because we do work with several vendors. I mean, all of us.
He said that he can help get a replacement for them. At least,
exactly.
Yeah.
And
but here's the thing: we also, a lot of people, like in the West at least, expect customer service to work a certain way, when in the rest of the world it doesn't always work that way. Like, we're very used to having an issue with the device and immediately being like, hey, fix it, and the vendor does it. Whereas in other countries, doesn't usually work that way. So culturally, it might not be that weird for Anbernic to say, you know what, no, you didn't buy this directly from us, we can't guarantee your warranty. I mean, that's as a consumer, yes, it sucks.
Kind of fair, because I mean, I guess I wonder how an American company would handle that. You know, I guess the warranty is tied to the product and not necessarily where you bought it from, right? So that's kind of the thing. So in this case, it shouldn't matter where he bought it from. I mean, obviously, the device,
I would say, and I would say in this case as well, Anbernic should just say, you know what?
Yeah, I think they should just go for the replacement.
Let's just replace a like for like, no matter what that handheld originated at Anbernic's factory, no matter where they bought it.
And it's also such a new handheld. It's not like this handheld's 2 years old and all of a sudden this happened.
Yeah.
What Anbernic doesn't realize is the PR nightmare they put themselves in
100%
when they do stuff like this. How much does it cost them to make one of these and just give the person a replacement? God, when we get review units for these, we sometimes get 2, sometimes 3 of the same handheld because they're like, you know what, give one away. give another one to your team.
That's why I don't understand why they're so reluctant. I mean,
why so reluctant?
Here's the thing again,
especially on the SP, especially on the
because
SP.
we're very used to how it's handled in the West. Like here's an example I can give you. So I live in Mexico, right? So I buy stuff down here.
Yeah.
And last year I bought some pants from Walmart in Mexico. I got home and they were torn, and I didn't notice that when I was at the store. So the next day I went back, and it took about an hour and a half for them to be willing to take the pants back and just refund me because they didn't have any in that size anymore. Even though I had the ticket and I bought it in person, they didn't want to do it. They were fighting me on it, and I was like, this is ridiculous. But after sharing that experience, it happens a lot in other countries. So that's what I'm saying. Culturally, it's not that weird for a company from another country to do that. Is it right? No, I don't think it's right.
Sure,
should they replace it? Yes, I 100% agree.
They should. But if we're beyond trust with Anbernic's customer service, and you're in a place where Anbernic makes some pretty damn good handhelds here and there. Yeah. In fact, more and more consistently good handhelds, but you're feeling nervous about getting a warranty or getting any sort of help after the fact, go through a trusted drop shipper, because then at their level, like Go Game Geek, Matt Davis is saying on screen here, imagine Go Game Geek will take care of anyone who has. Yes, they are one drop shipper who I know will go the extra mile for folks, and they'll say, hey, the device died. Okay, here you go. We sold it to you. Here's a replacement. So I would say
people pay the Amazon tax, because
that's exactly
Amazon tax. You get the refund. That's the easiest way. If you can get if you get Amazon, pay that tax, or go through a drop shipper who you trust. There's some good ones. We vetted Go Game Geek ourselves. I've heard good things about Keep Retro, and there's Litnix and some other options.
Yeah.
But
the thing is, though, I know culturally maybe in China this is just how they do business, but if they're selling to a certain demographic here, or in terms of selling to U.S. customers, and this is our expectation, they're going to eventually have to just step up and meet those expectations if they can want to continue doing business with people who
they would buy so
US,
much
Canada, wherever it is.
They would buy so much goodwill if they would just honor these, because these stories they'll report back. These folks who have this happen, they hopefully would say, hey, this has a happy ending, and then that Reddit post lives on the internet forever. And
with a good ending, though.
With a good ending.
Here's the other thing, though. Chances are the person responding to that email doesn't even have the authority to say, yeah, we're going to refund this to you. They probably have to get it checked out by somebody higher up in the chain who either doesn't care to do it or doesn't have the time to read it or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree they should do it. It would be the right thing to do for the consumer, and I hope that they do it. But at the same time, I can see why they would say no, not right now. Like, if you want to avoid these issues, as much as it sucks, get it directly from them at AliExpress. Because AliExpress will at least give you some type of warranty. Wait for Amazon or get it from Go Game Geek. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I would be wary right now. At this point, I'd be wary from ordering from Anbernic directly. Sorry,
that's just he didn't order from Anbernic.
Well, exactly. I know that, and and I'm not trying to cause a bigger stir over this. It's just the fact that I did not see any refunds happening. I did not see a good ending to any of the light bleed units that had bad issues. I didn't see a good happy ending for people who wanted that fixed. They got DIY front shells with the screen. I know nobody cares about this anymore. I know nobody cares about the light bleed, and people are saying that I'm probably being over the top about this.
It's okay. I care.
And I made a big deal about nothing. I know a lot of people feel that way, but thank you, everybody. But I don't care. Like, that's not okay. And Anbernic, they need to replace the devices, the whole device, the whole device. People should not be expected to do these high level, above my skill level, to replace that screen. That's above my level, I would say.
And also, don't ask them to ship you the device, and once you have it, return it. Like,
just
send them
the replacement. If you want to ask for it back, sure. Some people probably won't even send it back to China.
Or add a return label or something. I don't know if that's an
eat the loss.
Option.
Eat the loss. Exactly. Eat the loss.
Microsoft is the perfect lesson for this with the 360.
Anbernic,
exactly.
Microsoft
said we're going to lose millions, but you know what? We got to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, they want to remember Steve Ballmer. He walks into the office. So I think it was Bill Gates at the time was CEO, and he's like, just fix it. Basically, they're like, you got to do this, and so it's the same thing here. I mean, especially because if it really is this small of a scale, where it's just a couple units, just replace the units. You know, I think that's not a big deal to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they don't seem to understand is, like you guys said before, it's a gigantic PR nightmare. In this day and age, everybody is on the internet. Everybody knows that, you know, there's an old saying that if you have a great experience with something, you're probably only going to tell a couple people. But if you have a terrible experience with somebody, you're going to tell everybody in the
Yeah.
world. You're going to
It's
post it.
always
You're
like
going
that.
to put
You're
it on
gonna
a
shout it,
billboard. You're
sure.
just going to, yeah. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's just, no.
Look at you look at Yelp reviews. You'll see way more bad reviews than good ones because people that have a bad
Exactly.
experience are way
Mhm.
more vocal about it. They're
Yep.
like you said, they're gonna let everybody know, like, hey, this
Right.
sucks. And again, I feel bad for the person that bought it.
And
I
so-
really hope it gets resolved. But
Yeah, man, and this is why we're saying so here we are. Listen, we're bringing attention to this right now. This episode will live for as long as YouTube will let it, until end of time, maybe. And so there's attention on this.
Forever.
What's Anbernic going to do? Have they responded yet and done anything really to change, or they just move on to the next handheld? Say, well, I don't know. Okay, there's a lot of
Mhm.
stuff going on. But look, here's the 40XX. Here's the next thing. You know, we're getting into that review cycle now.
Mhm.
At what point is enough? I don't know.
you know what
I'm not
really
sure.
sucks?
Because it's good.
Anbernic-
They're releasing generally good handhelds. I know. Sorry, I'll let you.
No,
finish.
I was gonna say what really sucks is that the news should be, hey, the H700 handhelds are getting 64-bit support on
yes.
Linux, and instead of that, we have this bad case on Reddit. If we're still talking about Screen Bleed and Portmaster,
Screenbleed.
which
Well,
really sucks because that's
So
a good thing. It's like,
look
Yeah.
through.
It's been a little
the
bit of a
nugget.
rough few
Look-
weeks for
look-
Anbernic here.
Look through
Yeah.
Yep.
look for the nugget here. The nugget here is, if you want to look for it, is yes, 64-bit Linux is huge. That is awesome. There's some good and some bad. Nothing's ever truly black or white.
Yep.
We've got some shades of gray here. And I'm, gosh darn it, still pulling for those sons of guns out there. And,
Yeah.
and Anbernic, Cheeto Steve, just lock him out of the factory. That's it.
yeah,
I keep saying it. If
keep
they
them out of the
just
PR department.
slow down a little bit.
Slow down.
yeah.
Can you imagine if they just
That's
slow
right.
down, let the
You're
SP
gonna be like
Just
a
breathe a little
phoenix.
bit,
You're gonna
so
hit
much
the
hype on
sun.
device,
Maybe
you know?
every
Imagine-
3 weeks.
They
Releasing
would have,
handheld. Not every
right.
week.
if they would have
You
just
know?
taken the time to give us the current version of the OS as the day one OS, it would have been way better. Like 64-bit support on Linux means maybe better PSP for emulation in certain games that aren't running as well. It's going to be a nicer experience all around, maybe a little bit snappier. But instead, we just seeing these incremental upgrades
Yeah.
slowly. And then a lot of times by the time that upgrade is out, people already moved on from that handheld.
Speaking, moving on from handhelds, Rob, what's next on our list today?
Big updates
much
for
news.
Dolphin.
Oh,
This is exciting
yeah.
stuff,
So
yeah.
we'll stop here for a moment. So Dolphin, long story short, they're moving to a rolling release cycle. So you're not
Yep.
going to see Dolphin 6. You're going to see a date-based release system, and they're going to release more mainline builds more often now because of this new system. They have stability in their with the devs they have on staff now, and it's not all this chaos Wild West that helped get them to where they're at. But unfortunately, lots of years of instability, and so we had all these forks going off everywhere that we relied on for better performance because you'd have regressions. So now they're at a stable place where they're saying, hey, rolling release is happening. Yay, good job, Dolphin team.
Give me fast forward on Android. What's the problem here? That's all I want from Dolphin at this point. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest because it's bugging me that you can do it on PC, you can fast forward on PC, but for some
Why
weird
can't
reason,
you fast forward on
can't
Android?
fast
Is
forward
that
on
is
Android.
that not a mainline Dolphin feature yet?
No, there's no
Right now.
hotkeys. There's none of that. Like, dude, you guys have been at it for 20 years. Come on, man. Give me those hotkeys.
Well,
That's all I
they're
want. You too, Citra.
so they're
Sorry.
okay. Well, they're
Mhm.
at a stable point now.
Yeah.
We're gonna see, and now we're gonna see more feature updates more often, not just these sort of little incremental, and then you have regressions, you bug fix period. You're gonna actually see fun. So maybe I'm sure that many people have requested that. So
Yeah.
okay, good.
And
Hotkeys,
in Dolphin's
please.
defense, though, they're doing an amazing job. It's one of the longest running emulators. They're kind of an example of how an emulator should behave long term for
Mhm.
stability and being trusted by the community. And
I love
this
that
is-
they're doubling down on it too. They're just
Yeah.
ramping it up even more so.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. What's crazy? Yeah, it's RIP Citra. I know, but there's forks like Lime 3DS. Just give me that, or one of the
Yeah, you're saying
Citra
the fork.
MMJ
I
gives
know
me
you're
fast
saying
forward.
You're saying the
Citrus still
forks.
lives.
And the same thing with Dolphin is that the forks is what we rely on now to get these features. The forks have some of the forks have save states, experimental save states.
No, there's save states on the like for me. I just use the dev build. I mean, like there's save states. I just stick now to the development version on Dolphin, unless I'm on like a really underpowered handheld and I just can't get the game to run. I might try like MMJ just because it cuts certain things out to make it run a little bit better. But for the most part,
it's gotten so much better.
Yeah, that's definitely where to go
to nowadays.
But what's crazy to me is that we've had development for Dolphin for like 20 years. There's still some games that don't work, but people always want to say like, "Oh no, A3S X2 runs PlayStation 2 perfectly." Like, no, it doesn't. They can't.
This
has been that for 20 years.
Someone's mad at you on the Discord and RH chat. They said Stubbs listened to the live stream and H is wrong.
About
what? Ports. About your view on ports. This is.
Do you not like forks?
SMing.
Prefer a spork.
S-Ming just keeps smiling. Smiling just keeps smiling.
Wait, I'm wrong on ports or forks? I'm confused now.
Sporks.
Knives.
Sporks.
No, ports.
Because if it's about the Portmaster thing,
ports work so that folks who buy the games can use the device. Buying these matters. Some legacy collections are available embedded as packages via Steam, but they are effectively discarded by IP owners as current stuff is far more valuable. Whole point of Steam and Steam sales is to show IP owners, yes, you can get value from long tail via correct pricing and allow folks to tinker via workshops with legacy versions of things. Ports are akin to Decky Loader, should not be a ROM vehicle unless explicitly granted by the owner. Okay, so glad Anbernic reversed course and respected the community here. All right.
I think my point on ports on that whole situation was misunderstood, especially like going off of what they said. I specifically said I don't agree that Anbernic did this and they shouldn't have done this to begin with. But as a community, we can't really get too upset when we fully support them loading up SD cards and shipping them that way. I'm not, and by fully supportive, I don't mean the people in this panel necessarily or the people that are being vocal about this, but as a vast majority, people want fully loaded devices. All you have to do is go into the comments.
They do. I know.
Video.
I know.
And look how many people want that.
They said, "Hey, where the hell? What the hell? I could have had that all working for myself. Now I got to figure this out." In fact, I'm sure they would prefer to. They're cool. I'll spend $20 and get all the ports that get all the files. I just don't want to have to transfer them myself. I don't know how to do that. I don't have time for that.
So, by the way, thanks for allowing me to clear that up by bringing that up again. My position is no, Anbernic should have not have done that. Just to be extra clear, no, Anbernic should have not have done that. I don't think it's okay. But as a community as a whole, until we stop supporting fully loaded SD cards and keep asking for them, we can't really be too upset about a Chinese company doing that. That's my whole point.
Fair.
Thank
I'm glad you had a clap back for that ready, because he just directly pinged me and he's like, "Listen, we got beef here." So Dolphin, cool. Rob, I think we're gonna skip ahead. We're eating up our time again this week. There's so many dang topics. We can skip desktop OS. There's an update there, sure. MIUI Mini A30, if you're interested in that, is now getting way better because MiniUI is working on it. So if you want a setup guide, it is on our website, and it'll walk you through how to do that. I believe Zoo also has a video coming out to walk you through. So the A30 is quickly becoming a popular device for a lot of people, especially because there's some
buttons.
I know, they're so cute.
There's no click.
$35.
It's very cute, and also the price lately is coming down across the board. You're seeing even outlets like Go Game Geek, just combined with discount codes and all that. You can get this for as low as $25 on some of these listings.
Yep.
So check it out if you're interested in that. Next up, PlayStation 4. Yeah, I'm coming around to it as well. PlayStation 4 emulation is a thing, and it has been for a little while, but you didn't see it working with any commercial games. Now there's a new one out here, and it is running Bloodborne and some other commercial games, at least to the menu, which is a big step forward. It crashes once it tries to play, but
it's also in Virtual Boy mode too. But
it's in Virtual Boy mode, yeah. It's all red. And this one's called, remind me, this one is actually...
Chad PS4, I believe.
Chad PS, yeah.
Chad PS4?
Chad, S-H-A-D.
Chad, as in the dude with the big jaw, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad.
Dude, I need Sujano to start talking about all the consoles
Chad.
that we can't emulate and saying that we're not going to see it for a long time, because it
And then it
seems like
comes.
as soon as he says that, a month later we have an emulator. It happened with Vita. They're like, oh, we're not
it's
going to
early
have a
on.
Vita emulator for a long time.
And I
And
need
then
him
a
to
month
keep
later we
saying
got
that
Vita
about
3K.
PS4 emulation.
Now-
Because I think this
Yeah,
is cool.
just
And now Vita 3K is it's doing so
so
well.
much better.
So
yeah,
well.
It's
It is
so much better. Yeah.
It is so good. I'm so happy with that one. I'm not looking to emulate PS4 anytime soon. I really am. I barely emulate PS3 if ever. But still, this is really cool that we're entering this next generation of emulation. So cool. Also, Legion Space has an update. If you're interested in that, if you have a Legion Go, Ant Stream is here for now Apple devices, iPad, iPhone, which is a gaming streaming service if you're interested. And they'll, I believe, host the ROMs on their side. I don't know if you need to own. I need to look into this more. This has been a thing for a while, and it can be an awesome option for you if you want to have a Game Pass situation similar to Xbox, but with your retro gaming. So I'm actually going to double check to see, do the games come with it? Yes.
Yeah,
it comes with 1300 classic. Is it licensed then?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. It's not just
Yeah, yeah.
ROMs.
It's kind of like
licensed.
Xbox Game Pass kind of thing. It's
Oh,
a
okay. This is a legitimate. Okay,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
you
no,
know what?
this is a legitimate thing. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a different story. I'm looking at that now.
Yeah.
There's 1300 classic games. Okay,
Yeah,
that's kind
By
of
the way,
cool.
Flea is an awesome game. I just saw it I love that game. It's great.
Yes, yeah. They have some cool ones here. Okay, Battlezone. So it's an Evercade situation kind of, but you're streaming it.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty
it's
cool.
an option.
I mean, it's nice to have an option, right?
It's nice to have an option. You don't want to manage the library. You don't have to ever have a retro library. This probably has a majority of the main popular titles that they could get the licensing for. So, okay. Bazite also has a new update. Unfortunately, this week we learned that people are wanting to switch away from Bazite, or people wanting to switch away from Windows to Bazite. This new update makes it impossible to install any future updates to the device. Thankfully, there's a quick fix, so follow the link in our RH Weekly post here from Andrew if you want to learn more about that. And the Fox is going on with his charts and graphs and really smart man talk about PS2 has a new emulation gains. Apparently, in the graphics synthesizer GS layer, you can use Vulkan compute shaders to achieve best accurate low-level emulation with all upscaling goodness, but also ZipB requires GS dumps to use best effort accuracy is noted in block. Bugs expected. And that's him explaining it in plain English.
As I was gonna say, I love that.
So this is we're getting something called parallel GS that's going to make it. Let me just close my door. My dogs are going crazy.
That's because the dogs heard all this talk from the Fox here.
Love you. Squeaking away over there. Come on now. Parallel GS is here. And this one is just a little bit over all of our heads. And so
GS in Vulkan means graphics go brr and you can upscale.
Okay, upscaling. We're getting upscaling betterness in PS2.
It means faster. PS2 go
More
brr
better.
and you can
It's more
upscale.
better.
That's
more
what
better. We're getting more better.
Vulkan good,
It's more
Vulkan
better.
good, Vulkan fast.
Okay, thank you.
There
H.
you go.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And also, unfortunately,
I'm
Nintendo
sad.
ninjas are at it again. They DMCA'd our beloved new our new solution to Yuzu and Switch emulation, which was Sudachi, and they're countering. But I feel
this developer does work
lose
on
the fight.
He does work on other things, not just Sudachi, and so it'll be interesting to see because he's countering. So I don't.
So far, no one's
It's still
won.
up.
We'll see.
It's still up
Yeah.
on his GitHub.
Okay.
Can I just make a
See?
mention to anybody?
Yes.
Like, I know that nobody's going to watch this, but like, for real, I looked up what a Sudachi is, and it's literally I put it in one of my videos recently. If you take a yuzu and you mix it with like some sort of Japanese orange or a coke, and it's kind of like it's a meshed fruit, so it's literally like a fork. Name it Bill. Name it Bill or something, or
Amazing.
Steve, or you know what I
Just
mean?
name it.
Like
Totally
Anything
not a
else.
Nintendo Switch emulator.
exactly, and don't name it after a Japanese fruit. Just go away from that. What are you doing?
Oh, that's good.
Well, the interesting thing that he did say, I know, like whatever past release, he said like if it gets taken off GitHub, he does have a backup for that. He's going to move it to another repo. So
Yeah.
You know, we'll,
It's like-
we'll see. I mean,
Yeah,
another one.
and
will
what he's
appear.
saying is that he's not providing illegal content, so Nintendo
He's
can
not wrong,
can
yeah.
throw it. They
He's
can
not
be
wrong.
upset about it and can
Mhm.
show you the papers. But if there's nothing wrong with it, it's kind of I don't mean to go back to the other thing. Like people are saying, like, oh, they can go after Portmaster now. Well, Portmaster isn't doing anything wrong, so there's no reason why
Mhm.
anybody can go after them. If
Right.
Sudachi is not doing anything wrong, they're not providing anything that's
Yep.
copyrighted. So what? Emulators are illegal. There's precedence for that. Look at Ryujinx. Nobody's messing with Ryujinx.
Well-
Ryujinx just keeps going on. And
Yeah,
on.
they're
They
just
keep on trying.
quietly-
They're catching strays, but they keep going.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Also,
keep-
I think Nintendo's just getting angry because, you know, people keep emulating the Switch, and at this point, they should have released the Switch too.
They
so
should.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
People
let's get
are-
it going.
people are emulating it because they can make it run better on these other handhelds, and so Nintendo's. I think they're just getting, you know, that's just my joke to it.
There's
Release
two. I
the
think
Switch
there's
too,
two.
and then we
but-
can.
Yeah. I think there's two reasons why Nintendo's doing this. One, it's the first one is Nintendo's going to be backwards compatible, and they don't want to lose out on the future sales of those games from
Mhm.
people that buy the new Switch, or they're not going to be fully backwards compatible, and they want to sell you the deluxe version of Breath of the Wild, of Mario
Yep.
Kart, and all those games that are now going to be running at higher frame rates and faster. So it's one of those two. But
It's one of
Nintendo's
those
doing
two.
something with the Switch library. Somehow it's going to continue to the Switch 2, and they don't want to lose money on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And yeah, it's a bummer, but we're gonna see. I'm sure we're gonna see Sudachi doing their best. Otherwise, I mean, we're another one's gonna come up. I mean, we're never gonna not see emulation for the Switch. It's just that it's a bummer because as well, at least as reviewers, it's like we got to learn this whole new thing. All right, now this over here, but we can't show that. Okay. So many. It's tough. I would almost recommend not doing Switch emulation as much if possible. It's a tough thing, but people want to see it. They really do, and it is a good benchmarking tool in a lot of ways. And so there's value there. That's another conversation.
Yeah.
We're done with the news. But if you're looking for any deals right now, there is a number of things going on. We're not going to go over it all right now, but Miu A30 you can get from $25 to $35. Steam Summer Sale ends in a few days if you're wanting to pick something up. MSI Claw, you don't want to buy that, but it's $150 off right now. Gulikit King Kong 3 Pro controller is on sale. There's a bunch, so check it out in our article for all the things, and also the upcoming Prime Day sale. We're going to have all those deals listed and show you what's worth buying. So thank you for checking that out. Now, as we're approaching the end, I just have a couple of hands-on segments. We're going to keep this real short today, though, so we can chat with Kim for a few and answer a few questions. Okay, so Scuf, which is traditionally, their controller brand, right? So they're branching out into telescopic controllers. And I'm just going to share this with you all real quick. And I know Aish and I know Zoo has one. A few on our team have this Scuf, and this is called the Scuf Nomad. And so this is a telescopic controller right now only for iOS iPhone devices, and it's Bluetooth based. And initially, I don't have an iPhone, and so I'm actually not going to be testing it right now, but you're going to see reviews from the rest of our team. And so I just wanted to give my thoughts on what this could be. And if we can add Android compatibility and software and get that to work, this could potentially be a pretty sweet thing because I really like the ergonomics. The grippy back is very nice. And you have M1 and M2. It feels very solidly made. The Fox would be upset if I was showing him this right now, since it's another accessory. But if you have an iPhone and you're in the Apple ecosystem and you're enjoying emulation lately on your iPhone, this might be a really good pairing since it's tailor-made for that. The D-pad feels really good, but it's comically small, as you can see, and the joysticks feel very nice. I really like these big old joysticks.
Really?
I do. I don't think they're Hall though. And you have an option here to have your case on or not.
I have an
And
iPhone with me if you want to switch it
I wanna
over
s-
and I have the controller.
Yeah, I want to see yours in a second. I was going to finish this with the buttons here. These are also just RG28XX sized buttons. They're teeny tiny buttons, and so those aren't my favorite. But the whole thing feels very premium and very sleek. And I would say I would like, it's all rubber membrane. I like this more than the Tesson as far as the feel of the controls go. And it's very quiet. So
I'm curious how the latency will be with Bluetooth since it doesn't have the USB-C option.
Yep.
you're going to get a little bit of latency. It's true. And
Yeah.
battery life on this, since you're not direct plugging it, has its own battery, and there's about 16 hours of battery life on there. There's a pairing button down there, and you do have USB-C charging at least. And so it's an option for you Apple owners. I would love to use this with a number of Android handhelds. Please, in the software, there is an app for it. I would love to see that. But that's all I really have to say about it, because I can't say anything else. I don't have an iPhone. Aish, and I told them that, and they said, we're going to send you an iPhone so you can review it. And then they sort of did not yet, but they said, well, if you can borrow one, that would be great. And so I might borrow an iPhone still and get into it. We'll see. But Aish,
I borrowed one, so this camera is not going to cooperate today.
Yeah, I might try to do that as well.
Here you go. So there's I like that they included this little bump here if you're having a smaller iPhone, so that oh, there you go, it's focusing now. Okay, so that it'll fit a little bit better. You can fit it with the case, so that's pretty nice.
What's your password?
It doesn't matter, because this is actually not my phone. It's just an older phone that nobody was using. So this is an older iPhone, but it works just fine. It's an iPhone X, I think.
Okay.
Mostly, I was testing it with my iPad because I actually use that for gaming a lot more. And for Call of Duty mobile, it was fine, that's kind of always my go-to mobile game. I think the layout is perfect for shooters. My opinion on the sticks is a little bit different than you, though. I think they're too loose. Like, they're just not.
Yeah.
Oh, they look loose.
They're
so watch this. Like this.
Yeah.
They're a little bit like Ally. They're Ally Gen 1 style, I would say.
Yeah. It's actually, the Ally is a little bit tighter than this. Like this.
The original Ally is.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, because
Ally did not look like that. That's like it's on a spring.
Yeah, it actually kind of feels like it's on a spring. So that kind of sucks.
So I know. Yeah. So is it playable? I mean, are the sticks usable?
It's playable. It's definitely playable, because they're big enough to where you have enough travel to be able to be accurate in shooters, but they're too loose. It's just something about them just doesn't feel as good as they could be, and that sucks, because ergonomically this is actually really comfortable, and it's again perfectly laid out for shooters.
Doesn't it work? Does this work with the iPad though? Wait, hold on.
It doesn't fit the iPad. No. It doesn't fit the iPad, but it's Bluetooth. You can still use it with an iPad.
Yeah, but the iPad Mini though. What about the iPad Mini?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I haven't. I think
iPad. I think the rep was saying that it won't work, but
that much. I got a ruler right here.
Ooh,
so
that
it
might not
opens up to.
Oh no! It's just you're right. It's just too short for the iPad Mini.
6.
That's a bummer.
It's right under 7 inches. So it's not enough.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not.
That's the thing. I wish they would think about that. How many people are using iPads?
Yeah, because I mean, again, if this was made for
Apple,
can we do the little snap hack?
I don't. I think you're gonna break it. You're gonna snap.
It's gonna break. It's gonna break.
I like that these are
until you
rubber membrane.
Give it to Shem.
Yeah.
Like the D-pad is small, but it's very usable. Like this is actually not bad, and then the button size didn't bother me. But again, the 28XX buttons don't bother me either. It's comfortable to use. The build quality feels great. My only real complaint is actually only 2 real complaints. Is one, there's no reason why this should only be for iOS devices.
That's the bummer.
For Android,
yes,
you're missing out on
Bluetooth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you're missing out on like 60% of all your entire customer base potentially with that. And the other thing is the sticks are too loose.
You're too loose. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't have it in practice, so I don't know other than like, oh, this feels really good. Like it feels. I like the matte. Sort of soft padding they have. It feels very high end.
Yeah, it feels, and you can actually just pop these off and put some other ones on top of them. So that's pretty nice. The box is over the top though that it comes in.
I saw that. Yeah, the box, and it comes with a hat. Did yours come with a hat?
Yeah, I have a hat.
It comes with a hat. Yeah. Hat.
I think that's like a media package that they're sending. Yeah, they're not going to
wear the hat when
so
play it.
I expect the hat on next week, guys.
Yeah, there's potential here. I don't know if I would recommend it for the price it's selling for right now, because again, limited compatibility. It's only for iOS. It doesn't fit larger devices.
It's in our description if you're interested. It's $100 and it comes in white or in black.
Oh, so that white's nice.
The white color, I think
it's really comfortable. Actually, it has like a soft touch feel, but it's not actually soft touch, so it's not going to get all disgusting and sticky.
Yeah.
Russ had a video out today on it as well. So I need to see what his thoughts are on it, but I know he is the fact that he even reviewed it at all and took the time to do a telescopic controller. I feel like there's something to be said about it, at least. I don't feel like it's a throwaway. That it's a statement that he even made a video.
I don't think it's a throwaway. Again, the sticks, like you asked me, like they're usable. I didn't have any issues using them in Call of Duty. Like I was able to get precise aiming, everything.
This is a bummer we can't have this on Android because I really like the grip.
Yes.
I really like the feel of it. That's the thing.
Yes.
And I don't understand that either because it's Bluetooth. I don't
Big
I don't
old
understand
ridiculous.
Right.
Well,
It
the
was
cutout,
giant- oh
they
my
really
God.
so the whole cutout and design of
Wait.
it is made thinking about the camera notch for iPhones.
Yeah,
so they
yeah.
really
Oh, yeah.
wanted to go after that market.
This
But
bottom
for the
half
price,
of this is for a just
that is the entire box.
that's the entire
Yeah.
box. It's
Oh
huge.
my god.
It's huge, and it has a
Yeah.
hat.
yeah.
Okay, that's a cool hat.
Cool hat.
If you're an iPhone user and you like shooters, like you like to play Fortnite, Call of Duty, all those games, it's a good option. It's probably the most comfortable setup because for a lot of telescopic controllers, what I don't like is the right stick is too low. Even on the G8, the right stick isn't ideal.
All you need is this.
So
That's it.
here's
That's
what
all
I
you
mean,
need.
but let me see if I can get this in camera.
Michael
when
Benny
I'm
is just
holding like the
Bluetooth.
G8. There we go. My thumb doesn't actually sit on top of the stick, so I kind of have
Yeah.
to hold it a
Mhm.
little bit at an angle. With this one, because they're both up here, that's really not a problem. So it's better that way. But yeah, I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about it. I need to spend more time with it to really be able to tell you, like, yeah, good or not. I just wish the sticks were a little bit tighter.
Stubbs.
So yeah.
Stubbs, I have a question. Does it fit Stubbs nubs?
You tell me. I don't know. It does it. Well,
These
don't
are like
have it, so I was
these are like
wondering- Yeah,
full
we can
controller
tell you.
size.
Can you put some on there?
you not have
The
you don't
caps
have
of these are
controller,
actually a
true.
little bit bigger than the ones on the G8. Like they're kind of beefy.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think
They
we have a
probably wouldn't.
sizing. I don't think we have a size right now that'll work on these.
No.
Maybe when we get the new Steam Deck sizings in, but no, this isn't going to work. Well, you know what? It's an option.
boys.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. The iPega is. I'm serious. iPega is underrated. I know it's cheap.
You know, I still
But-
think the G8 is my favorite controller.
It is. I love the G8.
The price
Yeah.
is
Even-
right. It's
Yeah.
flexible in terms of
Thumbsticks.
it being able to work on tablets, and it works on iPhone. It works on Android. Like
I need to get.
and they got a plus
some-
version coming out too.
ASIC
So
ASIC comes with 2 additional thumbstick grips.
It does,
you need
yeah,
to
it
know,
does.
and an
The-
iPhone 14 or 15 adapter for sizing.
that's
so it's
this adapter?
specifically for those. Yeah, it's specifically
Yeah.
for the iPhone 14 and 15. I mean, it's so
But
it's
Android
aimed at a
phones work,
particular
though.
market.
Like, here's
you
a
know,
Pixel on it. It would
looks
work.
nice with the Pixel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I like the design language though. I think it's really cool. It's just they really. I'm going to say it again. They lost a big segment by not going Android. Maybe if they release an
Yeah.
Android only version.
It
but-
even connects to Android. Like it'll connect if you.
Yeah, but
sync
it doesn't
but you
rep-
can't do anything with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't report.
Oh.
I know. I was
Yeah.
trying
You
that
need
too.
to.
I was like, I bet we can figure out a way to get this working on Android. Like, there's got to be. It's come on, it's all Bluetooth, but no, it truly is.
It
boring
works
for
through the
Android right
app,
now.
so you need the app. All they would have to do is make an Android app, and it should work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
are they going to do it? I
So,
don't know.
Is it worth it to them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, oh, they just have to make the app. Like it's that easy to make.
I believe Scuf, and they make some awesome stuff too in for other systems for Xbox, PlayStation. But I believe they're going for the major market segments, which is Apple gamers is bigger, I believe, than Android gamers, just in pure numbers. Am I talking crazy? Someone
I
correct me.
don't know.
Because I'm thinking if they're wanting to just go after sort of the
I
biggest
think the
market,
market's going to be bigger on Android.
For
just 'cause
Android,
the market
yeah,
share
there's
is
just
bigger.
more
But
users.
Apple's definitely much more devoted to gaming in terms of just
Yeah.
trying to actually.
I'm
bring
talking
games
like
to
the
platform,
casual
to
gamers.
arcade.
You know, like it.
Casual gamers, it's got to be Android. I mean, worldwide.
Here's the thing: casual
Yeah.
gamers aren't going to buy a controller though. They're
There
going to
it
play
is.
something with
There it is. I wonder how
They're
it's
just
going to
playing
sell.
right on their phone.
Yeah.
They're playing right on their
Yeah.
phone.
Exactly, they're using the touchscreen. People that are going to go buy a phone, they're invested in the games they're playing, and most likely they're playing like multiplayer games, which are going to work on both platforms. So I don't know, MOBAs, things like that. That's still the big thing in mobile market. You got like PUBG, you have Fortnite, you have a Call of Duty, and you have Warzone, a weird robot one that I found.
Should we? So we're gonna go over 2 hours tonight. I mean, there's no way around it. Because we haven't even talked to Kim yet too much. So we're gonna go a little bit longer. If everyone wants to stick around, feel
That's
free.
okay.
If you got,
Packed episode.
it's a packed
Yay.
episode. If you need to drop, that's understandable too. But also we're having a giveaway again. So AKNES, the same brand who's been doing these giveaways with us lately, has another giveaway for us. And Aish, thank you so much for your thoughts and impressions on your Scuf Nomad. Are you doing a dedicated video or an integration?
Yes, I'm going to be doing a dedicated video. That's what
okay.
I got a phone for that, so I might as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, so stay tuned for Aish Talks Tech. Check out his channel, get him some subscribers, and watch his content. And he has a new one out today, actually, on some Gulikit sticks. So take a look at that and upcoming Nomad. But AKNES here is giving away this bundle. So you're going to get a 8BitDo Pro 2 controller in purple and an SNES Gulikit Dock here. And this thing is really freaking cool. So you can just leave it without the cord and just have this like little SNES sort of desktop piece, or you have this fully featured dock that you can use with your ROG Ally, with your Steam Deck, for your 1X player devices. And then you have really this kind of cool cord right there, and you put that in, and now it's all flush, and that's so cool. So this goes in, and you can pull in your ROG Ally X.
I love this dock.
And then yeah, the dock is so nice. And so this comes back and it has this nice padding. And these switches actually go up and down, and that's kind of satisfying that those both work. I don't think they functionally do anything, but
the buttons, no, they don't do anything. I wish they did. It'd be cool if it was like a power button.
But it's a dock. What do you want me to say about dock? But it's probably one of the neatest takes on the generic sort of USB-C dock that you see.
It's fun.
And it's fun. It's nostalgic, SNES vibes, and it's a fun piece to just have. I think this is one I just might have creeping into the sides of my shots and my videos now. Just think that might be one of its use cases. But I also need just a good dock to use. So you have your three USB ports, Ethernet. You have AC adapter, USB-C input there, and then HDMI. Which is great to have. So this is, and I'll add links for this too if you're interested in just purchasing one, but made by Gulikit. It's called the Steam Deck Dock Set SD03. And God, how much does this retail for, Aish? Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
No, I'm not sure. Let me Google it real quick.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, I know it's on Amazon, so I'll get a link for that and for the Pro 2. This is an awesome controller too, by the way. If you've used 8BitDo stuff, they just keep getting better with these. I like the feel of it. I love the look of it. The transparent purple, I'm a fan.
It is $49.99 on Amazon.
$49.99, not too bad for a deck considering the Steam Deck's official dock is like, what, $70, $80. So this will probably fit my one size up Xbox snubs. Good to know. Anyways, if you want this, if you're interested in these are being given away by AKNES again. I believe only one bundle, so one set to one person. We're going to announce the winner next week on our show. Same rules as we've been doing this year for these giveaways. Like our video that you're watching now. Leave a comment in our in the video after the live show ends here. Leave a comment so I know who to track it to. Leave your Discord name in your comment so I know who you are on Discord. And lastly, you'll just need to join the AKNES Discord, which I'll add into our description. And that's where they do these giveaways. And they do more. They're going to do more bundles. And Zoo is giving away a bundle as well, so you have a second chance to win one of these bad boys. But it's been a fun collaboration. You know what? This is like our third or fourth now we've done. So they're pretty, I don't know, it's been really chill. So if you're interested in these, you want to win it, good luck to you. And I'll announce the winner on next week's show. We're going to have Tech Dweeb back on the show for Dungeons and Dragons Round 2. And we have Ban joining the character cast next week too. So he's going to have a new, really cool. He's going to have a storyline written in for him. So
yay,
really cool.
Yay.
And Aish, you have it too. Yes.
Yeah. It keeps blurring it.
Come on, camera.
Oh, that's cool.
So for the devices that have it on the bottom, just put it in upside down. It's not really a big deal. You're docking it anyway.
Oh, yeah. It has a variety of use cases there. And Matt, you're wondering what's on my TV? It is Star Ocean 2, my friend. One of my favorite all-time role-playing games. Star Ocean 2, 2-disc set. Awesome double disc for PS1. Aish, thank you, sir, for sharing the hotness and yourself. Oh, okay. Growing your hair out. You get a little rock star.
It's been growing out for a while now.
I gotta get the gumption up to get the long hair going again.
I had a man bun on last show, and people thought I had a haircut. And I was like, "There's no way I'm cutting my hair.
You can't do it." Yeah.
No.
It's
pretty freaking
Well,
long.
I mean,
man.
look how good you look. I mean, look at that.
I gotta grow that out. What by November, maybe for Halloween, I can just actually grow out that mullet.
Can you
Yeah.
please be
Instead of
on
no
brand
shave
for
November?
Halloween?
Mullet. We got to do mullet episode.
Mullet March.
I want you all having one though. We got to do this. We'll get this going. Okay. We're what do we have left on the docket today? Let me take a look at our little thing. We're almost out of here. Lastly, where's Kim? I'm sorry we didn't dedicate more time to getting to know you and hanging out, but hopefully you had a good time chilling with us. We actually have two questions for you, so we'll keep it nice and brief. One's from Michael Benny. Question for RetroFunTech. Kim, it's absolutely amazing how I haven't read this beforehand. It's absolutely amazing how U of M dominated Ohio State this past year. So what do you call soda in your area?
Zoo's gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Well, Zoo is always upset, so it doesn't really matter.
Zoo is always upset. It's pop. I call it pop. I'm a weirdo.
It's a Midwest thing. That's what everybody called it.
He knows that. He knows that too.
Pop.
But yeah.
That's fair.
Well,
That's
some
fair.
people call it pop. Some people call it soda. Some people call it soda pop.
Soda pop. Yeah.
And there's I feel like around Tennessee to Kentucky area, they just call it a Coke.
Yeah,
You know?
it's true. That's kind of like a Southern thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closer you get to Georgia, basically,
Mhm.
Yeah.
just start calling it Coke.
Everything's a Coke. Orange Coke, strawberry Coke. Clear Coke.
Mellow.
That
Yeah,
is
I literally was in a restaurant in Tennessee when I was a kid, and I remember the waitress asking me, do you want Coke, Diet Coke, Mellow Yellow Coke, 7-Up Coke, and I'm like, what is all of that?
Hey, you gotta adapt.
Exactly.
Well, good question, Michael Benny. Thank you for not making me say something horrible again. Appreciate
I was
you.
ready for it.
And Digital Jedi, RetroFunTech question: Android or Linux for emulation, and all-time favorite emulation device.
Good question.
Oh geez.
Also, while you're thinking on that, Kim, everybody, RetroFunTech is at 3,000 and 3.37K. So what is that? 3,370,000 subscribers. We really would like a rounder number of 3,500 if possible. We might not have time to get to it during this show, but everybody, I'd like to see this at 3.5 by tomorrow. So if you're watching, go ahead at RetroFunTech, youtube.com/@RetroFunTech. What's another subscriber in your? What's your cadence for releasing videos? Let's see. Are you going to be burdened to my timeline here? Let's see. Let's know. 1 month ago, 3 weeks ago, 6 days ago. That's barely a drop in the bucket. It's not Sujano numbers, okay? You're gonna enjoy the content. Kim makes awesome videos with, and I'm not just shilling her because she reviewed Stubbs Nubs, okay? No, there's legitimate, just awesome content in here, and I want us to take a moment to appreciate how much work you've put in over the past year to grow your channel beyond that 1,000 subs. Now you're well on your way to 5K, and where is your Stubbs Nubs video? I swear I
took it down.
You just passed it. No,
did I pass it?
She deleted it.
No, you passed it.
She's deleting it right now?
Yes, I just deleted it.
It was earlier on, right?
It was.
Oh man,
You just passed it. Go up a little bit. I just saw it.
You
I
did?
swear I just saw it. Oh wait, down.
Oh yeah. So this
There
is
you
obviously the crowning achievement of the channel,
So good.
and I just want to point out some of the quality animation you got going on and the way you come at your reviews. And not just saying just Stubbs Nubs. It happens to be your best video, yes. But you ordered the blue? Or did you send that as a freebie?
Yeah.
The blue NES cartridge? That thing's cool.
3DPS sent me over the blue. So
Yes. Were these review unit Stubbs Nubs? It's been so long.
yes.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And well, so
Are we
I bought-
colluding right now then?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I bought a set of them, and then I remember doing a video, and then I threw that out there, and I said, "Hey, Stubbs, look," and you were like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome! You're the first person that did that did a review on it." So
I was so excited.
And then 3DPS reached out to me and he sent me some, so that was awesome.
Dude, he's
and
so cool.
I really like them. I really do.
Oh, you're using the golf
Those-
there. Did you get the spikies? Did you get the super spike?
Yeah, and I gouged out my thumb and I bled a little bit. I had to go to the hospital. I'm kidding.
Oh,
she was
I'm
No,
really
she was the
sorry.
incident.
I've been waiting for the incident person to make themselves known. You
No,
got spiky, but
I
you don't
joke
have the
with the-
ring.
I don't have the ring. I joke
Okay.
with the spiky that is if you are playing any of the Dark Souls games or Elden Ring, that it's that extra pain because you're just getting your butt beat in those games. You might as well just
It's immersive.
exactly. It's like a 4D. It's a 4D rounded experience.
Thank you for indulging my nubs. Unlike some reviewers out there,
Yeah, Rob.
Ace.
Hey, I shilled it on this podcast.
I
The
got
fox.
1, 2. I got Stubbs right here. Nubs
I
right
think
here.
we know where
Right here on
foxes
camera.
have gone. I think it's in the trash bin with the what did we show last week?
That's funny.
The Tessin.
Yeah, I think that's where Fox has it with his Tessin.
He's just his reviews are chaos. It's great. So this is 3.37 at RetroFunTech. 3.38. Okay, we're getting the train rolling
Yay!
tonight. We're getting
We're
the
getting
train rolling. Okay, in the meantime,
should have-
okay, back to the question. Yes.
What was the question?
Oh God, I unstarted
Squirrel.
now.
I'm sorry.
Squirrel, me too. It was what was your do you prefer Android or Linux emulation? And what's your favorite emulation device?
So I can't answer that because I would say I would have to split them. I like Android and I like Linux. I think that they're great for both. I started with Android because with gaming, on your mobile device, and I thought that was great. Linux is so good. If you get the RGB 30, if you get a just straight Linux device, it's awesome. It really is. So
Hot take: people just like Linux because it's pre-configured.
I would have to say
That's okay. I'm good
for
with that one.
Linux, I'd have to say for Linux, I'd probably have to say maybe the Miu Mini Plus, and or the RGB 30. I'm kind of torn between both of those because
good.
yeah,
call,
it's
though.
just they're so good. They're so good, and
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I mean, who knows? I just got the SP in, and I'm working on a first impressions for that. And despite the clicky buttons, I really like this thing. It's just awesome. Look at that hat. That looks really good on you.
Huh? Oh no, I'm not. No, it's about you right now. But I was trying on
I
the
know.
hat. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
but
right.
I would say for Android, I don't have the Cube yet, so I can't speak to the Cube, but
Yeah.
I would say the Odin 2 probably. I mean, it's the easiest answer. It's awesome. It does everything, and it's a great device. So it's a little expensive, but
Sure,
you
but
are
it's
getting
your
what
one
you're
and-
paying for.
Yeah. It's your one and done.
Yeah.
And if you don't need OLED or something or micro
Yes.
LED,
Yes.
you're gonna be set.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you have any hats? Should we have a hat stream next time? We just have a hat party.
We should.
Have a hat party. We should definitely have a hat party.
Yes.
Maybe Halloween. I'm gonna grow the mullet.
There
The
you
hat. A little hat party. Wear a
Can you get some
You need
like
to get
stripes on the
sweatband,
side?
though. You need a sweatband.
You want me to put it to the side like this?
Speaking of Malibu's Most Wanted,
Oh boy.
Sweatband. We need sweatband.
Oh, there you go.
I think I have
Plain.
one somewhere.
Sweatbands.
Good question.
you look like a mid 2000s breakdancer.
Listen,
I just rewatched Despicable Me 3 with my son earlier today, and with the guy that he's the brat guy, and he's got the sweatband on it, and he's got the mullet. So Yeah, it was funny.
Listen, everybody, subscribe to Kim. Subscribe youtube.com/RetroFunTech. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe. And now, Kim, good question, by the way. Thanks for answering. But Kim, Genesis or SNES? Matt HM wants to know.
H is going to be mad at me, but
yeah,
just because
I know the answer to this question already.
So many bad takes.
Yeah. Genesis, but just because I grew up on Genesis. I had a Master System, and then I had a Genesis. I almost got a Game Gear, but then I didn't. But yeah, Genesis is awesome. However, because of what I was talking about with Aiden, when I talked to Aiden and we had our interview, and Ace and even TechDweeb, we started talking about it, which I didn't mean to start a big argument and things.
There's no other way when speaking of the subject.
Yeah.
Kim,
I'm definitely trying to get...
Michael Bunny bought you a Rock and Rye, sorry.
Oh, yay! Rock and Rye. Does anybody know what Rock and Rye is?
I don't know what he's talking. I don't know what he's saying right. I don't know what he's saying right now. He's trying to get me to say something
soda.
horrible.
No, he's not. It's a Michigan-based soda by Fago. There's a company called Fago, and they make a bunch of
Fuego make Takis. They make Taki udons.
There you go, Rock and Rye.
Yes, there you go. Rock and Rye. What is it? Moon Mist and all sorts of different. Yeah, Red Pop. Red Pop's a big one. So.
And what about a type of whiskey?
What about your favorite Star Wars game?
Wait! I didn't get an answer for the we didn't finish that answer.
Oh, sorry.
That's an important
question.
So
Genesis, I will always be a Genesis girl. But I don't throw shade to SNES, and because of that, because I want to still be friends with you, Aish, I'm trying to avidly go through the SNES catalog and try to play.
It's okay. I don't throw shade at Sega either. There's a reason why they're still making consoles, right?
True, exactly.
Yeah, didn't you see the
they made poor decisions.
Exactly. No, I get it. There was a time when Genesis was killing it, especially their own company.
Yeah, it did with Nintendo.
Yeah, be successful.
For sure. Oh my
gosh.
I'm sorry, I'll stop. No, Genesis has some awesome games. I much like you, I've been diving into the Genesis library, and because it's one that I didn't play, and I can admit they have some pretty amazing games.
I like magnets mostly. It's my hobby.
So do you like
how do they work?
You seem like a Vector Man kind of guy.
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you, Stubbs.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What's the question?
Have you played Vector Man?
Yes, I played Vector Man. I had it on my Sega Genesis back in the day. I remember Vector Man was one of we got Sonic 2 and Vector Man, Comic Zone, and I think Echo the Dolphin, but I was horrible Echo the Dolphin. But I like Vector Man. Yeah, I liked Vector Man. Mm-hmm. So
Stubbs looks like an unlockable character in Tony Hawk.
He looks like
Tony Hawk. Isn't there a homeless guy in Tony Hawk?
He's Toe Jam from Toe Jam and Earl.
We're here on a gaming podcast, so we got to be hip to the 90s culture. That's why I have my microphone. I've switched to holding it now. It doesn't have a stand. It just has. Good question. Favorite Star Wars game, Kim?
Favorite Star Wars game? Actually, Ace will be happy about that. I like Empire Strikes Back on SNES.
You're a masochist. Jesus.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I loved that one.
Oh my god, that's
I love Return of the Jedi. I think I liked even more for SNES because
Return of the Jedi is right there too. Yeah.
You got the force powers by the end of the game, and you were massively OP as Luke, and you were just hurling things around, and it was so cool. Good answer. What about you guys? Do we miss anybody? And we really got to wrap up here, but I'm having too much fun. and I'm like burning.
We're just
alive,
going to keep
so
going.
I figure let's just go until my internet
We can probably
dies.
go.
Let's
for
just
like
not
Wait,
an
go
hour.
we got to
sleep.
do
We're
a
gonna-
door delete keep. I really want to know.
Okay,
Yeah,
Kim,
yeah.
what's your
Yeah.
let's skip forward. What's your adore keep delete?
Oh, yeah. Adore, keep, delete. So I don't have a Steam Deck. I'm not cool like you guys. So I would like to
You don't need
adore
it.
that. Yeah, but I held one about a month ago because a friend of mine has it, and I can see what all the hype is about. And it's very nice, and I do need that in my life. Yes, it's magical. There's no other word to describe it. It's just magical. So I will be getting one of those soon. Keep probably all the handhelds. I'm looking around. Probably my Miu Mini Plus. I know that's kind of a plain Jane
Yeah, it's very
answer, but
No, it's a
it's
solid
just
answer.
I like the Plus. The
Fair.
first one I have an original, but I keep it just in the case and I never touch it
You're having
because
these like
I-
you're having these like sane answers to this question. What's the third? What's the last?
what
need to
one would
know.
I delete?
Yeah, what would you? What's the worst?
Okay, well, I wouldn't say this is the worst, but just to throw everybody to get angry at me. Although I want to get subs out of this, right? So maybe I should.
Oh right, yeah. Subscribble, like, comment, subscribble.
Yeah.
Scribble to Kim at RetroFunTech. So far, last check, we were at 3.38, 3,308 subs. We're at 3.38 still. I'm beside myself. I'm upset. Let's get this number up. Well, those are rookie numbers. Look, come on, everybody. Let's get these up.
That's right.
We only
Keep
got
going.
100 subs out of this episode. No, we got to get you up to
A little bit
at least 10, 15,000 by tomorrow. So let's
There you go.
do that.
There you go.
Otherwise, let's go big. Let's go, and then we'll go
Go
home.
big or go home.
Go home. So, which one are you deleting?
Probably the oh my god, I can't think of it. What's the one that you absolutely love? The $25 one that everybody Yes, that
My
Or-
beloved.
yeah, I know. Well, I sold that on eBay. I bought it and then I played for about a week and then I was like, no, I don't want this.
for safety. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no. But
All right.
the one that
These are very-
actually
these are very
just
reasonable. These are very reasonable answers. I can't argue yet with
no. Well, if
But-
you want the argumentative one, the one to delete that I didn't like was the Retroid Pocket 2S. I don't know what it was about that device. I know we can't
All
be
right.
friends
All right.
anymore.
Listen.
That's it.
Listen.
You're just
Listen.
gonna
Listen.
answer it.
Listen.
No.
Listen.
Oh, no.
Listen.
As
Listen. Sorry, Kim. Okay, go ahead and unsubscribe. Let's unsubscribe everybody. We were subscribbling. Now we're
as the
unsubscribbing.
resident 2S hater, I support what she's saying.
Oh no.
Somebody cut off Aish's microphone.
Yeah, please. Let's get him off the stage too.
Stop it.
We don't need him here. No.
Listen, the 2S. I'm going to let you finish, but the 2S is one of the best handhelds of all time. Okay, it is under band. This was like the centerpiece of Band's awesome, the cost of constant release cycle article he put out, which was amazing. He said this one got caught strays. It was caught in the crossfire of all the hype and all the other handhelds. Didn't get the proper love because this is an awesome handheld.
Look at this thing. Look at this color.
Kim.
Beautiful.
So
Rob,
I don't
yeah,
hate it.
look-
I don't
please,
hate
look at
it. I
these.
just I
the
didn't.
winners are on.
it's
The
like,
winners are on
meh.
top. That's right. The winners are on top right now.
Look at that.
Okay, listen.
You can
okay,
also see when the battery
have one.
starts to swell. So that's a good
True.
thing.
Bought
You
it.
can see
I don't hate
when
it.
swelling happens. Kim, what's your reasoning here now?
The screen is
You don't
just
like
so
green?
teeny. No, I got the green one. I got the green
okay.
one. I went all out. I
That
got
is pretty
the.
valid though. I can see that being like
It's
Also, sorry
You know
for
what it
taking you off the
was?
stage. I'm just Josh.
oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
The reason I bring that up,
Resubscribble.
right? Resubscribble. The reason I bring that up is because I knew that Aish brought that up before, and he and I share that opinion.
3.39K.
Yay!
We want 3.4. Let's
yeah,
just do.
it's
Let's
just
end on
the-
3.4, round number.
There you go. There you go. But yeah, the screen on the 2S, I don't know. I wanted more, I guess.
Yeah.
I when it came out,
What more do you want from it? It's $100.
I wanted no, but
T610. It'll play.
Right.
Yeah, it'll play a little
Right.
PS2, a little GameCube. It'll go so cute. 4.3 aspect ratio. It'll go cute little handheld. Take you with you everywhere. Why?
The screen is
How
too
come I
small.
never? But yet, how come I never use it? How come I never
Exactly.
use it?
Exactly.
How come I
Exactly.
never use it? What insanity is going on that I would be so drawn to something that is so well made
Mhm.
and has such a beautiful colorway and it's just everything's right about it? But why don't I ever use it? Because I have other Android handhelds that are
Mhm.
more powerful for a little bit more money.
Exactly.
That I just the cuteness factor and the portability. I can't take myself seriously with this hat on.
It's not a bad handheld.
I need to.
What
Yeah,
it's not a bad handheld. What I would say is
You might
if
be coming.
that's oh my
No.
gosh.
Sorry.
It's too good.
I can't with the mullet.
Mullet Stubbs has got to happen.
It's because it's
that is
listen.
that is
Listen,
fantastic.
Zen Zero, Dame Stubbs was cooking and then turned on it so fast. Yeah, it's because it's because I give our guests the respect to voice their opinions, and if they convince me of a reason why, and I know Kim, you didn't convince me against my own opinion, but I realized I'm like, why don't I actually use this all the time and talk about it more? Right, because I just don't use it all the time, and there's no reason. I haven't even finished my the rest of my review on it really,
Mhm.
which I think OP
Because
so.
we have better
There's other
handhelds
options.
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's a little
other
under-
options.
Powered, and you get
Yeah.
at this point get the RG Cube, right? I mean,
Right,
at this
right.
point.
Yep.
So
That was
well,
my
it is more
whole
money.
point. Even when we argued about it, yeah, never mind.
Aish,
That was
you
the
and I
whole
have this
thing with it.
pattern.
Yeah.
You and I have this pattern where you'll have a conclusion about something, and I'll be vehemently against you.
Yes.
And then 6 months to a year later, I'll have the exact same
Yeah.
opinion because
Yeah.
it takes me time to marinate.
That's
it
fair.
Takes
that's
time
fair.
It has to be
marinate.
your own thought process.
I'm
It
the
is
guy
your
who
thought-
needs.
your-
I'm the guy
Yeah.
who needs to come in with like the year later reviews.
Yeah.
That's
See,
gonna be
here-
my new role.
I can't wait to
I
hear your
love-
year later review on the
I
Surface
like it.
laptop.
It looks great. Like Retro did an awesome
Yeah.
job designing it. I think it's one of their better looking
Yeah,
handhelds.
for
It's
sure.
just it was too late. That was the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
It was just
It
a
was
little
too
too
late.
late.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and I
3 point-
agree. If it had like a 4-inch
But-
screen, I think it would have definitely given it some,
Yeah.
some life.
Yeah.
This
The
was
screen
already
needed
out.
to be a little bit bigger.
This was out when we
Yes.
got this.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's the
it was
problem,
kind of like,
yeah.
yeah, that's a problem. Like
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
that was the big problem with it, unfortunately.
The big
Too similar
problem-
power, better screen.
Well, and the real big problem here is that Kim's at 3.39 thousand.
So
We need
close.
3.4.
So close.
Come on, everybody. What's one more subscription? At RetroFunTech,
Subscribble.
enter the giveaway. Subscribbles. I'll wear the hat.
Subscribble.
Does the hat help? I feel like we got more subs when I had the hat.
Yes. Toe Jam Stubbs.
You guys
He
ever played the
turns
game
into Toe Jam.
Hattress? It's an SNES game, and you could actually have hats falling. You'd get them into place. Okay, so let's see. I want to see a subscriber. If I get this hat on my head, we're gonna get a subscriber.
Sorry, I'm already subscribed on both my channels. I was looking to make sure.
Damn it.
We're
Okay,
gonna
listen.
be
If I
here
get this
for
hat
a
on my
while.
head, I want to see a subscriber. Oh, if I get this hat on my head, I want to see a subscriber. Legend.
That would kind of
For everybody out there, we're going to be here until 2 a.m.
For the
Oh.
audio listeners, Stubbs is recreating what a dolphin does. Use your
Did
imagination on
Did
that one.
Stubbs learn
Oh
this
my-
when you guys went to the
Laughter
San
in
Diego
a
Zoo?
way.
Is this where
Alright,
he
we're gonna
learned
get
this
this.
trick from?
We learned a
get
lot of
this.
things that day. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah, let's not dive into that.
Good job. Good job. Way to go.
My circle of subscribble to Kim at RetroFunTech on the internet. And we're going to get this going here. I don't know what anybody's saying to me because I don't have my headphones in. I assume I'm still alive. Okay. What are we at? Did we do it? Did we do
I
it?
think therefore I am.
We doing it? Okay, listen.
Refresh.
Listen. Okay, it's 1 billion degrees in here. Let's see. 3.39.
Oh,
Come on. We can't end the
They're
stream
trying
until
to
that
kill
hits
us.
3.4. You're going to kill me, everybody. Come on now. I'm probably talking way too loud into this microphone. Oh yeah, I definitely am. Holy crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to our editor, Dan W. Thank you, Dan W, for editing these episodes, especially when we run over 2 hours.
This is gonna turn into his letter of resignation with this one.
3.9. I'm melting. My DNA is becoming its own separate entity. Tiger blood. Let's get this 3.4. 3.39. Oh, come on. Let us out of here.
Almost.
Good questions, everybody.
Almost.
Good questions. Let's wrap up. We'll see what happens in the last few minutes. Podcast outro.mp3 is what we're going to play now. Well, everybody, I want to thank you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribbling. Thanks for commenting. Scribble to youtube.com/@RetroFunTech. And a special thanks, of course, I really got to update this list, to our channel members, patrons, and subs, everybody on this list, including all of our newbies, and folks who have left, like probably Joey there. You know what? Thanks to him, too. Thanks for supporting RH, and everybody out there for doing what you do. You couldn't make this any more awesome for us than what you're doing here. Thank you. We have merch in our merch store. I need to rep that every once in a while. If you buy a Nomad Scuf, you can get this sweet hat, probably. The hats are pretty cool. But we really can't get out of here, actually, until we hit 3.4K.
Almost.
We're not going to go over this hump. All right, I'm going to leave it to those in the after show who watch this on a replay. Oh, man. Remember that time that we had Shem on, and then afterwards, or the second we ended the stream, he was able to get that thing done that he couldn't get done the whole episode?
That was
The Powkitty RGB
his nightmare.
10
His
Max
Mhm.
3. Yeah.
The Pro.
Yeah, I think we're
Worked
going to have to leave this
perfectly.
one. We're going to leave this one to the after show watchers. Cool. Kim, any final words of wisdom, things you want people to know? Where do they find you? The socials at RetroFunTech and all the socials.
I'm on RetroFunTech at on YouTube, on Twitter or X, on Instagram. I don't post a whole lot up there, but yeah. So, and I also am under the Retro Handhelds content creators.
Yes,
I have a
you
little
You have a home.
little thing right there. So I have a home. Come talk to me there.
Come talk to Kim. Cool lady. And we will see you all next one.
3.4.
Yay!
We do it. We do it.
3.4.
We did it, Stubbs.
Hooray!
Hold on. No, I don't do a...
Steve the Stormtrooper is happy.
3.4.
Yeah.
Yes.
400 subscribers.
Yay! Thank you,
Next time
everyone. Hooray!
When we see you will be at over 1 billion subscribers at least, or somewhat
Watch out,
less than
Mr.
that.
Beast.
But we'll see.
Billion.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. And on the next one, join us for Mr. Tech Dweeb. We have him on next week, and we're going to be having our D&D round 2. That'll be a lot of fun. Band's going to be on, like I
Watch
said.
out, Sujano.
Yeah. We're gonna finally figure out the storyline and continue that quest line and see what sort of ridiculous shenanigans happen. But this has been a very long episode. Thanks to you all for spending these last extra minutes with us, live chat, and those listening at home. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and whatever you're up to. And Stubbs, on behalf of Rob, Aish, and Kim, saying,
All right, everyone.
take care of them. Take care of
Bye,
those
everyone.
handhelds.
That's right. Take care of your handhelds and take care of each other.
What she said.
Beautiful.
That's what she said.